is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
6:01 on the Nielsen Show. If you missed that yesterday, that's a thing now. That is the 6 o'clocker check-in song from Jaunty out in Victoria. Put it on the map. Listening out on the West Coast. Lieutenant Eric, that's quite the drug, isn't it?
It gets you going now, yeah. I crawled into our brains yesterday, and I think it'll reside there for the entirety of time.
Oh, Jaunty, you are the best, dude. I don't know if you're listening live on TuneIn or at edmontonsportstalk.com or if he's watching on YouTube this morning, but, man, that thing just hits. I love it. I love the guy who, Sheldon says, I feel like marching when I hear this. Like, it's just, imagine like rows 10 wide, 10 deep of nasties just coming out of the gate every single morning. Like right at 6 o'clock, you just see this army of them. God, I can't even, man. Like that's. I guess this is what Jaunty does. I was exchanging emails with him again. He goes, I make music for a living. Like, let me know what you need.
It captured the whole spirit, and it does have some Russian spa vibe to it as well. Like, it's kind of got that kind of Eastern European production quality to it.
Yeah. What about, let's see here. We'll bring it back to the beginning again. Come on down to the Russian spa.
It's the 6 o'clock check-in.
Come on, let's go.
It's the AM nasty big hello.
The big hello. Right?
Big hello, yeah.
It's not static AM radio.
Dick Benarette.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
It's the cool and red hot Nielsen Show.
I still feel like I need to get down on a knee when that daddy likes. You kind of got to...
God, man, I love it. I love it. That's how you start a show, man. That's just good. Yeah, it's just on brand. Like, who's in, Dan says, this show's just so on brand. Like, that song is just so on brand for the show.
A burglar's ready to run through a brick wall.
It is. Well, I mean, why not? Like, that just gets you fired up. A conch for Jaunty in Victoria today, and he's made some significant impacts on the show in the past, over the last 15 years when we were grinding it out at the other place. But this is a big one. This is a big one from Jaunty. Barry the Cheater's in and says, more synthesizer, baby.
Yeah.
More of everything.
More everything.
More
More
of
Schmenke
everything.
Brothers, more Dick Venarette, more whatever.
Yeah.
It's not...
It's not staticky AM radio.
That is him.
Dad says that Daddy Likes is just unbelievable. I mean, it really is.
Emotional.
Yeah, it's like you're waiting for it. You're like, what could they possibly do next?
Daddy.
I love seeing you do the Daddy Likes. Like, listen, just a second. Just a second here. Let me hit it. There we go. I'm going to piss my pants. It's 6:06. It's 6:06. There's Jaunty. Morning, Jets. I sure am listening. Well, Jaunty, you're the man today. You're the big winner of the show.
Just wait till Tom Gasola gets a hold of this thing tomorrow morning. He won't even don't
oh,
tell
my
him about
God.
it. Don't tell him at all about it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No. No. Tombstone Tuesday. Like, we got a fun show. I mean, the stage has been set here. The stage has already been set for a fun show today.
Hey, the Oilers are back, and so are we, right? It's kind of the coaching changed the song.
Yeah,
we're rolling. Everything's rolling.
Back.
Yeah,
everything's back. Everything's back. Hey, a conch for John T. and the most glorious song we've heard in a while. It comes in from JBB and the Bing Bing Boys. I love how he refers to John T. as John space letter T. I think people think his name is John T.
Johnny
but
T.
It's just Jaunty. It's just Jaunty. It's not John T. It's Jaunty. Jonty. Grinding it out early this morning. Guys, listening to that while drinking a 6 o'clocker lager. Can you even imagine? Well,
at 6 p.m.
Both. That's absolutely great. Where are you watching? Where are you listening from today? Let us know. We can give you a conch. Guys, that's got Eurovision vibes written all over it.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah. It's a European, Eastern European type of thing. A lot of like Soviet type of era.
What was the name of that? Oh, I think it was called Eurovision. The Will Ferrell movie, the piss poor Will Ferrell, and I love Will Ferrell, man. He should not have done that movie. I think it was just called Euro Contest, something along those lines. It was not great, but that music would definitely fit it. Yeah, that's good stuff. Guys, we need a video of that fake fan dancing to this and firing shirts into an AM Nasty crowd. That'd be real nice too, hey? I like that. The Nielsen Show brass band playing this on the field at Commonwealth. I mean, I think we know enough people in significant roles over at Commonwealth to probably make that happen at halftime once next year. When we get a deal done with the Elks, and it'll probably be a bunch of contra going both ways, I'm not moving off the fact that at some point a brass band plays this song at halftime at Commonwealth.
You know a place where we can rent them? That should be pretty easy,
right?
You
just go to Long and McQuaid or whatever.
On the tuba or whatever it was before, the trombone.
Yeah. Some guy just texted and says, I'm working out of town. This is the hotel room I've got. And he sent this picture. Have you seen this picture? It's like 3 mattresses piled on top of each other.
It's very high.
It's a really, really high bed, man. I've never seen it. It comes all the way up, like halfway up the headboard. That's a weird one.
Beautiful.
That's a weird one. All right, let's lay out the show for you today. Obviously, it's a game day. We're going to get into that. Your thoughts on the Oilers and Crackin tonight. We'll lay that out. Lots to get to from the world of sports yesterday. We'll kind of take a rip around here during some morning announcements. It is the final day to get in on that EST merch. I put in a family order yesterday. So the whole family's going to be covered in EST swag.
Put in a bit of an order.
Did you?
Just to back up what I already have.
Smart. It's always good to have 2 of, like,
you get a
work
stain,
attire,
right? A stain. You ruin I got a bunch of butter on my shirt over the weekend. That's a confession for you, but I got it out.
You did?
Got a bit of a trick, yeah.
How'd you do that?
Dish soap.
Oh, wow.
It's very easy. Yeah.
So do you think is dish soap better than laundry soap?
It's the great eraser, man.
Yeah.
Like if you need to off somebody, a little dish soap and nobody knows.
I would
right?
totally use dish soap in a murder.
Gets rid of anything.
Right.
Yeah. But yes, today's the day. Like you want to get this for Christmas shop. Like
today's
get ahead of everybody else.
It's a pop-up store. So a pop-up store, what happens to a pop-up store? It pops back down at some point.
Yes.
And ours is going to pop down tomorrow. So today's the last day to get in. Just go to edmontonsportstalk.com. You'll see it right at the top, EST shop, and you can slide in there with our great partners over at the Hive. They've been helping us out with all of that. They're running that site for us as well.
It's a one-stop shop, and you can get all that done today and then kick back and relax.
I got shirts for the kids.
Yes.
It's everybody's going to love it. Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products. How about this? This is a great line. Promotional products that bring the buzz, right? Because they're Hive Product Marketing. It really works out. Check them out at thehiveproductmarketing.com, and you too can get some cool items to market and promote your business. So we can definitely do that. Tales of the North coming up around 6:30 this morning to get you ready for the Oilers and Kraken. Had a lot of really good suggestions for names for the new head coach yesterday. Didn't even get all of them in.
You can just read them all off the scroll. You can just read all the names off the scroll for this Tales of the North. It kind of writes itself.
Man, I wonder if we could get like a scroll that I could hold up and read these off of.
I'm sure we could craft one. I could just
There's got to
burn
be
the
like
paper
a
for you.
cheap sort of scroll you can get on online, I would think.
Yeah, homemade.
A homemade scroll.
Hey, activity for the kids.
You guys are going to make Daddy a scroll.
Yeah.
And God, I love their work. But I just don't know if I can trust them in this spot. I just don't know. So Tales of the North around 6:30 today. I'm not going to be here tomorrow or Friday. Tommy Gozzola is going to be in. Now, Tommy will get Beer of the Week with you, but there's no chance in hell he's cracking packs. So we're going to crack some packs today for Wayne Sports Cards. We'll go there around 6:45 this morning. And, of course, all the way throughout the show today, we will be getting you ready for the Oilers and the Seattle Kraken. As Chris Knobloch, we'll get into a few things that have already popped up about Knobloch here that I'd like to discuss. So we'll get into that. Jamie McLennan is going to pop by for Pro-Am Sports just after 7 o'clock today. You're looking for that Oilers merch and a bunch of other stuff they got going on there. And all the best memorabilia you'll find anywhere in the city. Cooks and boys over at Pro-Am. We'll take care of you there. Cool Bet hotline of the day. Now, YouTube Trev is kind of running the show today. But Mr. Lean is here and like monitoring, sitting out at your guys' desk.
He's leaning just outside the door. Right?
Mr. Lean, do we get you today? Okay, good. Be ready then. Be ready. The Nugs won, but did they cover last night? No. And Vegas did not win in regulation, so it was not a great day.
But we got a headlock
for the EST parlay. We did get a headlock, and we'll get to that in a second. Hey. What is Draymond Green? Like,
it's Draymond Green.
Yeah. Free advice for that damn good slumlord Damon Bunting. Bunting's going to, he presents free advice. We'll get to that around 7:30 this morning. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. Eric Macramalla is going to join us. We'll obviously have some fun with Macramalla, but he's also going to bring us up to speed on exactly what's going on overseas, where there has an arrest been made on the suspicion of manslaughter in the death of Adam Johnson, who took that blade right to the throat and sadly was killed. They are taking it to the next step right now. What does this mean? Does this end up being like involuntary manslaughter? We'll get into all that. Macramalla, he can be a legal expert. I know he's a great guy. He's very jovial, but I'm very interested to see what he thinks, because he's done articles on this.
Forbes.
Yeah, Forbes magazine. Like that's how legit this guy is. So Macramalla will join us. Macramalla intros are already firing in here at 780-218-9999. Let's get to a few of those. Set the stage here. EST Legal Analyst and guy who shaves all of his body hair except for the mustache on his Tom Selleck tattoo on his butt.
Oi. Illustrative.
That's good. EST Legal Analyst and guy who doesn't really like orgies that much, but still competes in them because he has to protect his brand.
I like how we move him away from it.
Yeah.
Eventually, the intros, he hates orgies, and now he's found something else in life, and he...
EST Legal Analyst and guy who's very excited to see if you can figure out the 8 different places he's peed in your living room. The first hint is that it really tied the room together. That would, of course, be the rug from The Big Lebowski. EST Legal Analyst and guy who brags about singing in a death metal band and a jazz fusion band, which is odd because he doesn't do well either. Either well, I should say. Macramalla intros. That could be how you win text of the day. You got to hit us up in the Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 in the Paris Jewelers inbox. They got some great deals on now. Early Black Friday deals going on right now. The 4-carat lab-created diamond ring for under $10,000. Do not pay until 2025 with the flexible financing options. Plus, the new holiday collection is out, and portions of all sales from this is great. Portion of all sales from the holiday collection will be donated to Make-A-Wish Foundation Canada. So that's awesome. Always important to give back to the community, and that is something that they are doing over at Paris Jewelers.
I can't say any more.
Yeah, that's it. The bottom line there. What's this guy up to over here? You never tell.
Just quiet.
Zip it.
Just zip it.
Zip it. You could end up winning text of the day for A&W. That, of course, is a $20 gift card to A&W, where they do have those crunchers. These things are still cruising along right now. The Nashville Hot Chicken Cruncher, the Chubby Chicken Cruncher, and the BLT Chicken Cruncher. And if you are on your way into work today and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to grab a little something. Grab a little something today. I do suggest trying those breakfast chicken sandwiches at A&W. They're pretty good.
Everybody's kind of dipping their toe into the game. But when A&W does a burger or tries anything, you know it's going to be. It's got that homemade feel to it.
Yeah.
That's the whole. It's not a fast food. It's a cut above.
Ooh, listen to this. Listen to this.
That
That must be why they brought the whistle dog.
Don't need ice for their drinks, right? Like it's just.
No, they are delicious, aren't they? Yeah.
Stand alone.
That's real nice. Also, YouTube Trev's on it today. Right, get the graphics in there. Trev, you're awake today. Like you're on fire.
Oh yeah, definitely am. Man, how about that intro song? I want that to be my new alarm clock. Like that just woke me right up. Oh my
that
gosh.
could be an alarm clock, eh?
Oh, I was dancing so much.
Like
there.
you're all sleepy. We're all sleeping.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't want to get up today. And then this hits.
Oh yes.
God, what did I dream about again? I can't even remember. Anyway, it's time to get going.
It's the 6 o'clock check-in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
YouTube Trev.
Not static AM radio. It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielsen Show.
Man, this is going to be a good show today. We are cruising along. Trev's right. It slaps. It's good stuff. You know, you were talking about your stain, your butter stain.
Yeah.
On your t-shirt.
Multiple.
So,
It was like I got it was like,
oh, man, that's the worst. Were you heating up butter in the microwave for popcorn?
no.
Because I could see that. I could see that happening.
No, I was eating like I was out eating and it was like shrimp and it was like the shrimp garlic butter.
You got
so it
the
was
spray
like
for
it was
the
like a
garlic
brown butter. Like it was like a brown like.
Did you yell out, "I'm hit"?
It's just kind of what it was feeling like.
No, but I usually when I head out on just like a 1-game weekend, I'll take a suit and one white shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so and it's usually wrinkly because it's been rolled up in my travel bag.
But you guys also go out and eat it like that's.
Well,
that's
I bring other shirts. I wouldn't wear the white dress shirt. I only wear that for the game. That's it. But like 2 weeks ago, I iron it like before, and so I get the iron out from the hotel, and I fill it up. It's good to go. I put it on the shirt to iron it, and it's like there was like it probably hadn't been used in like a year. And there was like a little bit of like rust water in it. So I put it down and 4 like yellow sort of rust spots pop up on this shirt. And I was just like, come on, I'm trying to like make this shirt look great and iron it. And now I've got these 4 kind of faded yellow marks on it. And I had to go do a game in like 45 minutes.
You did it with the marks on the shirt.
I grinded it out.
Were you tie?
Well, the jacket. I wear the jacket, so the jacket certainly helped.
But you knew what was going on.
I knew what was up under there. I was being a risky boy with the shirt.
We'll just pack some dish soap next time, eh? I think
will.
you don't travel without a big thing of dish soap now moving forward.
I don't know if that's going to fly through security.
Spray it all over. Oh, it's sealed,
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's brand new. That's brand new dish soap. You don't have to worry about that. All right, in the Nasty Chat is where you can get us, or, of course, you can hit us up anytime, 780-218-9999. Morning, boys, a conch, please. Heading to the Hammer tomorrow for my 24th Grey Cup. It'll be my daughter's first time experiencing the spirit of Edmonton room and breakfast, anticipating a weekend of poor choices and bad consequences. Oh, boy.
That's a great CFL fan. Taking the daughter first time, but still bad choices, bad consequences.
I was going to say,
teach her right.
That should be the slogan.
Yeah.
The Grey Cup. Poor choices, bad consequences. I mean,
very jealous.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good time. Haraxi texted me yesterday, Spirit of Edmonton Jerry. And he goes, hey, man, let me know when you get in. I got some VI passes for Spirit of Edmonton for you. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. I got a lot to do this weekend. I'm not just going out and reading like the PA announcement prior to the game in English.
This isn't cradling a 12-pack of Twisted Teas.
Oh. My Grey Cup party life has been sucked away when you actually have to work things there. It's really one of the ultimate splitting moments, I think, for a Canadian broadcaster when you're like, you've been to multiple Grey Cups and you know it's bloody amazing. And then it's like, oh, you have to host Grey Cup Saturday on Saturday, so I can't get right liquored on Friday night, even though I want to. And then Saturday night, after doing Grey Cup Saturday, I have to call the game on Sunday, so I can't be so dead to the world that I can't get out of bed on Sunday. And I don't even get in until Friday morning. So I don't even know. You
walking the line this Grey Cup might be the interesting story coming out of it, is seeing how you kind of manage those two things. You do have access to that speakeasy media room, do you not? Isn't it the one they do?
So there's the Football Reporters of Canada room, which is like just a hotel room where it's a party the entire time. Like, not a rager, but there's always booze.
But it never
there's
stops.
always people in there, and it's open 24/7. So I saw Wyman and Jeff Hamilton, and they're like, hey, man, make sure you swing on by the FRC. I was like, boys, that's a death sentence. It's a death sentence. So I'm going to be walking around Grey Cup all week with, like, the devil and angel on my shoulders, and on my devil side, it's Jerry Haraxi being like, come to the Spirit of Edmonton, Dusty. With the little pitchfork. And then on my right side, it's either like Paul Graham or Suits being like, be responsible, it's Grey Cup weekend. So
Suits the angel and Haraxi the devil with the little tail and the hearts that he's smoking.
Well, that's what it's going to be like, man. Actually, you know who the devil will be? Brent Sake. Saker will be the devil, because if you know Sake, you know he's very much a devil influence, and he's been to every Grey Cup for like the last 36 years. So I'm sure I'll get a text. He
knows you'll be there.
I haven't seen him since he was driving me around in his Winnebago at the last Grey Cup in Regina.
Makes a lot of sense.
So I know, like, on Friday night at like 9:45, I'm going to be like very responsible, and Saker's going to text me and be like, let's go, where you at? Like, and I can't say no to Saker. That's the problem. So, man.
Maybe just a burner phone for the weekend, hey? And,
Yeah.
Maybe you stay just outside of Hamilton. Something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
A charter in and out.
Let's see here. Beleneski says, Dusty, what station will the Grey Cup be on here? It used to be on 1260, but, well, here's the list of stations that have picked up the Grey Cup this year. So we'll have it. Myself and Marshall Ferguson will be calling the game on the radio. TSN 1050 Toronto, TSN 1200 in Ottawa, TSN 690 in Montreal, CKRM in Regina, CJOB in Winnipeg, all the rights holders. CHQR 770 in Calgary, FMN AM, well, lucky. And it'll be on 630 Ched here. So I will actually be on 630 Ched calling the Grey Cup on Sunday. And that'll give me an opportunity to really plug EdmontonSportsTalk.com. For those of you listening in Edmonton on Ched, check out EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Yeah, and your Twitter handle again is?
Yeah, at Nielsen TSN 1260. Also be on AM 1150 in Kelowna and Radio NL in Kamloops as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stations. And we're going to call the hell out of that football game.
Coast to coast to coast.
Coast to coast. EST Legal Analyst and the little devil on Dusty's shoulder, Eric Macramalla. Yes, that's right. I see a lot of people in the Nasty Chat talking about Jack Campbell in the American Hockey League and how it hasn't been going well. I would just say this. Leave him alone. Like, Jack Campbell went down there to kind of focus on his game, and all anybody in Edmonton do is keep tweeting out videos of goals he's letting in. Like, this is different than like a prospect who's playing really well and you want to tweet out how much success he's having. Now it just seems like the city of Edmonton won't let this guy go and everybody's just piling on. Look at this bad goal he let in last night. We get it. Jack Campbell's not playing well this year. Leave him alone for now. Let him go down, play for a bit, see if it works out. It's just like every time I pop on, it's like, man, look at Jack Campbell. Can you send him down even further? It's like, just let this dude be. Let him be for a bit and see how it works out. I don't know. It just seems really petty to be tweeting out bad Jack Campbell AHL goals.
There's nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Move along. Yeah.
Just let him. What's it saying? What's the song? Let him be. Let him be.
There's not much else you can do.
Yeah. Exactly.
At this point, I
don't know. It's
we
like
ain't talking condors.
Everybody wants to be the first one to be like, look how bad Jack Campbell still is. I don't know, man.
It is a race to that.
Do you think he wants to come back up here? And everybody just rips him the entire time? Guys, is it just me or do I hear some 70s porn guitar somewhere in that new opening jingle? That's in from Donovan. You hear everything.
Add that on, yeah.
You can technically hear whatever you want in there. I'm pretty sure Jonty put a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, when you make that song high out of your mind, it can really go to a lot of different places. It's a wonderful thing.
William Mike Spear says, good morning, boys. Dusty to Jonty's 6 o'clocker intro.
You're going to live with me now. Yeah, I'm going to take care of you. Because I love you. I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
All right, you should bring it on a little flash drive to Grey Cup with you. And just any room you walk into, the reporter's room, right? Spirit of it. Jerry, can I...
Which one, the sloth clip or the song?
The song.
The song.
The song would... You
Man,
take that out east?
Imagine Spirit of Edmonton playing this, and it's just me
Hard
doing like
cut in, you know?
a solo march like The Wiz in the middle of the floor at Spirit of Edmonton. That would be quite the scene. That would be quite the scene. Oilersford says, it's the media tweeting out Campbell goals. That's from Mr. Bleach today. Well, then they should stop it. Like, just forget about it for now. He's not here right now. The team's won 2 in a row. Look at some positives here, as opposed to just trying to take every opportunity to beat Jack Campbell to a pulp.
Yeah, I guess
online.
from a reporting standpoint, it's not going too well. That's
yeah. There you go. It's not going too well. I don't think we need to be breaking down every single American League Jack Campbell goal like we did with every single NHL Jack Campbell goal. It's a different impact here. Morning, fellas. How you feel about Jack Campbell is how I feel about the big club this year. The media and fan base has created an immense amount of pressure, and it's beyond uncomfortable. Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from on that front. But when their leaders are coming out and saying cup or bust, that spotlight is going to be put on them, both from a media and fan base perspective, but they brought a lot of that heat on themselves too, I would think.
And other teams go through this as well. And they should be in this position. That's what the talk should be. You can't just say now that they're not in that conversation for now that it's too much pressure. Well, they're paid professionals. That's the expectation.
Guys, the Jonty song is like a magic eye picture. No one actually knows what it's supposed to be, but you all pretend to see it.
Yeah.
Do you see it? Oh, yeah, I see it. I see that.
It can be whatever you want it to be.
I think I used to have a magic eye book that had hockey things in it, and I'm pretty sure there was a photo of Mike Vernon in there being beaten by that Wayne Gretzky slapper down the wing over his shoulder. Or maybe I'm just making that up.
But
maybe it's a dream.
The point of that picture in this.
That's what I see in those magic eye pictures.
So if that's what you see, that's what you see.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah. I feel like, does anybody remember this? Actually, it might not even have been a book, because if you really love the books, you could get the big photo, right? You could get the big framed photo. I'm going to tell the Cookson boys right now at prom, they should bring back magic eye photos. I think they'd sell extremely well. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like there was like a Mike Vernon magic eye photo. I must be going nuts. The 6 o'clocker song must have infiltrated my brain, and now it's all mushed together.
But again, if that's what you see, that's what you see. Some people were seeing Patty Waugh, you were seeing Mike Vernon.
Yeah. Hey, boys, can I get a conch as I head to Jamaica for Canada's Nation League match on Friday? Copa or bust is the motto. That's in from Voyager Z. Voyager Z.
I love it. I love it.
Conch for
ZZ, whatever. Give him a conch. Come on.
He's clearly Canadian, so it would be Zed, I would think.
Confession, I can never remember which one is which.
What? You think Canadians say Z?
I don't know. I just never really.
That's weird.
I done both, you know? Depends
trying
on
to
the mood,
think,
I guess.
What did I say growing up? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and... Well, Z is the one that makes sense there, yeah.
We're Americanized, man.
It does feel a little disjointed to drop a Z at the end because it doesn't rhyme with the T.
XYZ.
Yeah. That's weird. Trev, you're still learning the alphabet. Is it the same type of thing for you?
Yeah, I'm all over the place with the ZZ thing. I don't know what to say.
like-
Some
it's like
days,
the picture, yeah,
I just when I'm saying it, I look at people and their reactions. I'm like, did I say that right? I don't know.
Sometimes
And then
you
I
just go
switch it up, and then, I'm like sometimes.
I'm just trying to fit in. I'm just trying to fit in with the Z's and the Z's, man. All right, we got Tales of the North coming up. We're going to crack some packs as well. How many games should Draymond Green be suspended for choking Rudy Gobert? Now, I know a lot of people want to choke Rudy Gobert. I get that. But,
How many,
I mean,
how
it's
many,
a
how
bad
many
look.
group stage games in the in-season tournament should he be suspended, right?
the Lakers only show up in-season tournament games. They hit 22 threes last night.
They're going for it, man.
Oh, my God.
They're going
22
for
threes.
it. They know that the title is out of their grasp,
Yeah.
so they're going for the in-season tournament.
Every time they hit a three last night, I was the fourth stage of that Vince McMahon meme when he right at the end he's like, ah. That was me every time they hit a three last night because the game before they only hit 4 threes. Then they dropped 22 last night. It was actually tied a franchise record. It was insane. The Grizzlies suck, but still. All right, let's get to a sports update. Tales of the North, crack some packs, more of your text messages. What are you expecting from the Oilers and Kraken tonight? Dare I say I'm expecting the Oilers to win again. I think there's a 3-game heater coming up here. But let's get to a sports update for Lieutenant Eric.
Action from around the NHL last night. So the Jets double up New Jersey 6-3. Caps shutting out Vegas 3-0. Ducks over the Preds 3-2. Stars winning in overtime over Arizona 4-3. Flames topping the Habs 2-0 in Montreal. Blues shutting out the Bolts 5-0, while Florida defeating San Jose 5-3. The Oilers hosting the Kraken tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Draymond Green ejected last night for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. Warriors lost to the Timberwolves 104-101 in group stage action in the in-season tournament. Regular season schedule resumes tonight with 8 games, one of which will see the Raptors at home to the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Edmonton Oil Kings hit the road for a 3-game trip starting tonight in Regina. The club will travel to Brandon on Friday and wrap the trip Saturday night in Moose Jaw against the Warriors.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, perfect. That worked out well. Time for Tales of the North. What's up? Everybody excited? Let's see here. Alan says, boys, can I get a conch? I have to be on the road by 8, so I got up at 5 to shower and get ready so I can be part of the 6 o'clockers from 6 until 8 when I have to leave. My wife just shakes her head. Listen, here's the deal. Your wife obviously has no idea what's going on right now and how important today's show is. So, Alan, I will conch you. You ready to go? A little Tales of the North. We didn't do this on YouTube. Trev said that we are We're 0-2.
0-2.
Oilers
this
are
year.
0-2 when we do a Tales of the North.
And we didn't do it.
To be honest with you, I don't care.
We didn't do it the game Monday, right? And they won.
We didn't do it.
So
We didn't
that's
do it
even
Monday.
more,
No, we didn't do it Monday.
Yikes.
So we'll see if. I think this is a good thing for the Oil, but I mean, maybe it's not. All right, let's see here. You can text us anytime. Parachute is inbox 780-218-9999. And, of course, you can comment in the nasty chat as well. You know what? I'll say this. If Alan's wife is actually watching right now, I can see why she'd be like, why are you watching this show first thing in the morning? You know, like that's
Watching and listening.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's do this. Let's set up the Edmonton Oilers and the Seattle Kraken tonight.
Oh, Daryl, put the coffee on.
Tonight in the North, thousands will flock to the District of Ice, hoping to catch a glimpse of he who has been chosen to deliver Lord Stanley's glorious silver chalice to the barren, frozen North. Knobloch! A legend begins as the Lord of Erie takes guidance from the almighty 2J, hoping to succeed where Todd the Grey, Tippett the Tinkerer, and most recently Lord Woodcroft, Clean Cheeks himself, had failed. The Garlic King, a Chestnut Warlock, he who Staff promised, taking the keys to battle, hoping to return Connor the Incredible to his rightful place as the most dangerous weapon in all the land. All while a mysterious overlord high in the sky above the surface, placing his little birds on the bench so nary a tale goes untold. 'Tis an interesting time, my friends, as we embark on yet another chapter in the long journey to championship relevance. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Justin Schultz, I stabbeth thee.
Justin Schultz, I stabbeth thee.
Isn't that funny, eh? Coffee back.
Yeah,
Justin
the whole
Schultz coming
crew,
back, you know, it kind of
Man, everything's kind of come back around.
full
right?
circle, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Tales of the North. If that doesn't get you fired up for the game, nothing will. Except for maybe Tommy's pregame show tonight.
5 o'clock.
Right here. Is it a 5 o'clock? Is it 5 o'clock?
6:30.
6:30 game again?
Yeah.
What's going on here with these 6:30 games? This is so weird.
love
Back-to-back
it.
6:30,
I love it.
man.
God, I love it.
780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat today as well. Some good suggestions. A lot of these names for the new head coach.
That was a good first Tales of the North for 1 2K.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
so.
KK.
Like, somebody made a really good point that, like, Knobloch itself is kind of a good Tales of the North handle. Like, just Knobloch.
Yeah,
Like, that
it's-
could very much
yeah.
just be a character's name in itself. But what else did we throw in here? Lord of Erie. That actually came from Tom Vernon, who was in on the
Very good.
the Hangout yesterday. By the way, Hangout today. Hernan Salas, Matty? Hernan Salas. We're lucky that they've won a couple. Although Hernan will still be
Yeah,
extremely bitter.
turn the mics down.
Yeah. Hernan Salas will be in today on the Hangout. But we got the Todd the Grey reference. That's what we called Todd McLennan. Tippett the Tinkerer, right? Because he was always working on the lines.
the Tinkerer.
Lord Woodcroft, Clean Cheeks. I mean, that was legendary. But some of these names that came in, Knobloch, people like the Garlic King.
Yeah.
That was a suggestion. A Chestnut Warlock. Apparently, Chestnut is like a type of garlic. So they tied it into like Chestnut Warlock.
I got time for that.
I had to
Yeah.
use that. Like,
Yeah.
that's extremely creative.
Real
I had
good.
to use that one. I came up with He Who Staff Promised. I thought that just, I mean, come on. Even Staff's going to be like, yep, yeah, that's right. And then, the almighty 2J, which works
I
out
like
well.
stuff with the premonition, like 600 years prior to the hiring. One Chris Knobloch
Look,
will come in.
Let's stop
Who?
beating around the bush here. If the Oilers organization had a three-eyed raven, it's Staff, sitting in a tree somewhere, seeing the future and everything that's happening at all times. That's Staff. God love him. Future Nielsen Show guest, Bob Stauffer. I was actually listening to Stauf last night. This is a very, it's a very selfish thing for me. But I like having, because I do most of my driving between 5 and 7. Like, I'm usually home in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I was out last night driving around like 5:30, and I was like, oh, yeah, Stauf show's on. So I got to listen for a little bit.
Yeah. AKA the Three-Eyed Raven. I'll never, that's
the Three-Eyed Raven. Man.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Anyway, if you have any new name ideas for Coach Knobloch, hit us up in the Nasty Chat at 780-218-9999. That's the Paris Jewelers inbox, or, of course, on YouTube this morning as well. Nutsy Dealson says, I can't believe OEG hasn't caught on and started playing Tales of the North and Jumbotron pregame. You know, if we were rights holders, they would probably do something like that.
Hey,
but we're not rights holders.
We got Canada into the World Cup. Just saying.
We're not rights holders yet. I don't know how that would ever never come about. Dex is in and says, hey, Dusty, I think you missed a couple of longs in there. It's a long. What did I get? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 longs. I was wondering last night when I was writing this. I was like, how many longs should I throw?
I think he improvised 3 more on top of that. Did you not? When you can't have enough, right? I don't think.
Man, #1 Andy Moog fan.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up, but
now wait a second. Is this Dean Millard? Because I always thought Dean Millard was the #1 Andy Moog fan. By the way, Millard's in on a hangout this week, right? Thursday. That's tomorrow.
Love it.
Gager and Millard tomorrow on the hangout. Have we told that one yet? Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. Sorry, Maddie's outside there now, so it's a little bit of a different conversation. But Jason Strudwick on the hangout with Jay Milne on Friday, which is going to be. Unless he bails. Oh, my God. Can you imagine if Rashog's like, no, you can't go on the hangout. No. And we're like, what? What are you talking about? So, yeah, Struddy's supposed to be in on Friday, which really sucks because I'm not going to be here. I would love to have seen Struddy. Oh, well. Guys, another Tales of the North in the books. What about Knobloch, the Otter Whisperer? The Otter King I like.
It's a mouthful. Yeah,
the
Otter
got the
King
Garlic
is
King,
good,
but
yeah.
the Otter King really works too. Lord of Erie.
Lord of Erie
because that's a real
strong
Tales
too,
of the North reference.
Yeah.
So that's
you can make
pretty
a
good.
coat of arms for that.
You could actually.
A couple otters on there and Lloyd Braun in the middle.
All right, so let's see this text here.
Yeah.
Okay, no, this is an interesting text. This is like when you come here for a game day, Oilers and Kraken, these are the type of texts you want, I think. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm so disenchanted. First of all, you know they're taking it seriously when they're dropping a disenchanted to lay out the way they feel about the organization.
Strong word, yeah.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm so disenchanted with this franchise. I've been an Oilers fan since the 80s, but over the last few years, they keep blaming the coaches. Pathetic. We haven't kept a coach for 5 years since the 90s. I'm done supporting this organization. How are you supposed to build culture, team spirit, and identity when you keep changing coaches? This is solely on the core of the players, and maybe, just maybe, the organization should look at changing the core.
Nope.
Sincerely, #1 Andy Moog fan.
He said it.
I can see why people would feel that way. Mm-hmm. And I think some of you probably do feel that way, but you just love the team so damn much that you can't voice that you feel that way, right? I bet you that's how it is for some of you.
So if you're having those feelings, text them in, 780-218-9999, and we'll read them aloud to everybody.
Exactly.
And you don't have to have your real name. You could be #1 Andy Moog fan if you want, Dean. Yeah, that's fine with us.
This text is in and says, fellas, did you see Campbell's performance last night? Yeah, look, I said earlier.
Rewind, watch the show again.
Just let Jack Campbell be who he is down in the American Hockey League. Let's all stop freaking out about it for a little bit. We don't need to tweet out every single goal that he allows down there. Let him try to. It's this weird spot where, they sent him down to the American Hockey League, but Oilers fans have gone with just to bash. Just let him be. Let's see if he can find his game down there. Tales of the North. That got me rock hard, boys. LFG. That guy's pretty fired up. He likes that this morning. Guys, Knobloch could just be the Knob. Nah, I don't think that works. Guys, as far as the Lloyd Braun comparison goes, what about the Lord of Serenity? That's a good one. I haven't, there was Lord Woodcroft, but Lord of Serenity. Kind of works. That's an easy one to
The
tie.
fife of insanity.
I'm
here.
actually gonna make a note of that. Lord of Serenity. That's nice. That came rolling into the Paris Jewelers inbox today. So yeah, my question would be, where do you guys come out on number one Andy Moog fan basically saying he's done? Like he's done with it. I mean, and his reasoning to be done with it. And I always say this, and we said this mostly because of the press conference. But, it's easy, I think, for teams in other markets to mock the Edmonton Oilers.
Did they make it easy?
Well, yeah, it's self-inflicted.
It's the optics of it all
It's
is
self-inflicted asking for a mocking. And, like, if they can't deliver a title when you have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, which I still think they will, not this year. I think I've kind of hopped off the train this year to be a Stanley Cup contender. But, I still envision a world where McDavid and Draisaitl are here long term and they deliver 1 or 2 Stanley Cups and then the mocking can stop because they ended up getting the job done. But I do think that they open themselves up on a rather regular basis to being mocked by
and there's other realities, too, in which you say you don't see it this year, and that's fine, but some people have really stapled everything to this year, right? And that's where that disenchantment could come in, and you see a press conference like it was over the weekend. I understand the feelings, and I understand those thoughts as well. The club illustrates that and puts it out there, and it's raw meat for other fan bases to chew on. And now you're thinking that if it isn't this year, and again, you have a little more faith in the process here. But
they're going to score goals.
But some don't.
Right?
Some don't. Some think this is it, and this is all going to unravel from here, and then they're not going to win a cup with these two, and then they'll be mocked mercilessly throughout their entire lives from other fan bases and never be able to get over this hump. I understand that thought when you see the press conference over the weekend.
But so if you're number one Andy Moog fan who basically says he's done, like he's giving up, I am curious, like is he done to the level of he's never going to cheer for them again? Is he done to the level of, I'm just not going to watch the rest of the season? Is he done to the level that if Connor McDavid scores a hat trick tonight against the Kraken, he's texting in tomorrow and being like, I'm back, baby?
Well, that's why getting this today ahead of, what we're probably thinking is their third straight win tonight, right? I mean, you maybe get this text last week. Now is kind of a weird time. They seem to be finding a little something. I don't know what it is yet, but.
These are perfect back-to-back text messages here. Calvin C. says, imagine if we had a top 10 NHL franchise defenseman, which you would expect for the $9.25 million Nurse contract. It would be such a difference. And then right after that, Penner's Pancakes in the Nasty Chat says, the others could win the cup, hand it to Nurse, and some people would still boo. Like, there will always be that group where, and this is kind of justifiable. Like, if they win one Stanley Cup with McDavid and Draisaitl, there will be some people who say, you delivered a championship. That's enough. Thank you for the memories. Terrific. And then there will be other people who will be like, they should have had 4. They should have had 4 Stanley Cups. If they wouldn't have traded Taylor Hall for Adam Larson, there would have been cups there. Like, it's real. That's why I love being here, man. It's really fascinating watching the market operate from both, definitely, mostly an organization perspective, but also a fan base perspective because they're so damn passionate. And I get pretty amused from a media perspective as well. Guys, just a heads up to Andy Moog fan. The core of the team isn't the same from the 80s, believe it or not. They've all retired. Well, some of them are on the bench. And the next core has also retired. Also the next core, which gives us our current core. To blame it on the core makes no sense at all. Well, that's not true.
No,
that's you can't just give McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, and Nurse a free pass because they haven't delivered yet. I mean, elite players on championship caliber teams, no matter who they are, where they're from, or what they do individually, take criticism when the team doesn't do what it's expected.
And I think you've seen good cores in any sport fail or succeed. Right? And some do and some don't. They're all individuals grouped together. Some act positively. Some it's a nosedive. This one we're still writing the story of, but
Morgan is in it, says 1 cup and I'll die happy. Also, is Andy Moog fan actually Ryan Whitney? I know I saw online looked like Ryan Whitney was done with the Oilers. But But I mean,
Gets
if
clips.
they win 5 in a row, Ryan Whitney's going to be posting a video being like, "I'm back." Like that's what happens.
Click,
That's
click,
like
click, click,
you-
click,
exactly.
click, click,
That's-
click, click.
I do the same thing if I was those guys. It's like this wild roller coaster, right? Makes sense. Guys, they lost 2 key D-men, Clefbaum and Larson, which has set them back. It was unforeseen.
Well,
Yeah, a tough pill to swallow. That is for sure. All right, you can text us anytime. Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Chance to get in the mix for text of the day. If you got some Macramalla intros, fire those over. Macramalla is going to join us. Jamie McLennan coming up. I do want Noodle's thoughts on, like, it feels like people think Knobloch's going to come in and change the entire way the Oilers do things overnight. These things take time, and we'll talk to Noodles about how much time it could take before you really sort of see a full-blown staple of Knobloch on the team. But right now we're going to crack some packs for Wayne's sports cards. So let's dive into this bad boy.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old game where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby.
All right, Crack Pack. If you've not been to Wayne's yet, what are you even doing here? Wayne Sports Cards, just north of West Edmonton Mall. There's a mini mall there. There's a Big and Tall store. There's a Mr. Barber. There's like a noodle joint. And there's Wayne Sports Cards, which is really
BP's.
like the anchor tenant, you know? And by the way, I did see yesterday that they have like Advent boxes ready to go. So you open it up, and then there's like a smaller box inside for each day leading up to Christmas,
Might have
which
to-
is brilliant.
Might have to get one of these for the.
For the show? Yeah, a little Advent every single day. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
We do a bunch of different. There's lots of. We do beer Advent. We can do Crack Pack Advent. By the way, any members of the Crack Pack Facebook group, once Grey Cup is over, I'll be breaking again on a regular basis. I got a 9-box mixer sitting at home that we're gonna get into here at some point.
And watch your mailbox. Stay over the
Yeah,
next
I
little while.
got Eric on a couple of breaks here. He's gonna sort them. I'm gonna ship them
back
next
on the
week.
job.
And then we're rolling again. All right, so today we're gonna crack a box of Allure, and we're not just doing packs. There's a whole box here. So yeah, let's dive into this. How many packs are there in these things? 9's an odd number.
Strange.
I
Well,
think
you
there'd
get
be
the
10 packs in the box, or 8.
Give me 4.
Okay, you take 4. I'll take 4 here, and we'll put this one in the middle, and we'll see what happens.
Maybe YouTube Trev can.
All right,
crack
Trev,
back,
YouTube
eh?
Trev, you want to
Yeah.
crack this pack? Here we go. Ready? Nice hands, YouTube Trev. Nice hands. All right, so this is just one of the products you can get. This is one of, like, people ask a lot, like, if you're just getting into the industry, what's, like, if you want to start cracking with your kids. And I would say Upper Deck Series 1 and Series 2. Upper Deck Series 2 this year is the Connor Bedard Young Gun. But Allure's a like, more affordable way. The cards look pretty sharp as well.
Very thick.
Yeah, they're nice cards. They're nice cards.
Old Man Bouchard.
Old Man Bouchard. Let me give a conch for that
Yeah.
Bouche card, you know? And there we go. Check, please. Oh, it's a body checking card. Makes sense. All right, I think is there?
Check.
I think there is. Yeah, I don't know if it's one auto per box, but there should be one significant hit per box.
Okay.
So, come on, boys, let's find it.
Let's get a good one.
Trev,
here.
do you get anything? No, he's just shaking his head. He's sad
Tristan
over there.
Jarry.
Allure, let's see here.
Marcia Show.
Sharon Govich, not going to help. Hey, where are you at right now on your Timmy set?
I need like 4 more.
4 cards.
Got a couple of irons in the fire later this afternoon as well.
You've taken to Facebook Marketplace now, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Mitch Marner. Come on, there's got to be we got to have a hit here somewhere. I would think. Like, Let's see what we got. How many packs you got left? You're already
Two.
done? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm done. This is my last one. Let's see here.
subsets are so
Oh, here we go. Troy Terry. That's a red rainbow. That's a nice one. Troy Terry, red rainbow. That's a nice looking card. Those red rainbows are a nice set. Frederick Karlstrom, Mittelstadt, Kent Johnson, Timmy Stutzel, and Shesterkin. Come on, now I get to watch you.
Nice.
Ooh, let me see that one. That was nice.
It's one of those shaped.
Yeah. Let's see this. This is not an orange slice. What is this? Oh, it is an orange slice. That's a nice looking card.
Anton Forsberg.
Nathan McKinnon, orange slice.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I like that.
Rookies: Thomas Bordelot, Jake Gensel, Tanner Jeannot.
Oh, you got one more? Or is that it?
Yeah, one more pack.
Okay, let's crack this bad boy. I like this. I think this orange slice of McKinnon's the best one so far.
Did you get anything?
Trev, you got nothing over there?
I got a Kucherov red rainbow.
Oh, red rainbow.
It looks pretty sweet.
Allure rookie Brandon Bureau, Kirby Doc, Blackhawks color flow. Ooh, here it is.
There it is.
Lucas Dostal.
Dostal auto patch.
Auto patch.
I was waiting for that auto. Final pack. Beautiful. Ooh, it's okay. This is a nice one. This is a nice one. This is numbered out of 75, 28 out of 75. That is the Blue Line auto jersey is what it's called. The Blue Line auto jersey of Lucas Dostal. See, these are nice. Pulling like a McDavid like this, it'd be beautiful.
They're just
absolutely incredible. It's a nice looking set.
They're so
right?
thick, and they're
look at this guy. Look at the grin on Lieutenant Eric right now. He's like, oh man, let's see what happens.
Oh, I'm not. No, you're not. You're not getting me into this.
I was gonna say I'm gonna come back from Grey Cup Tuesday morning, and Eric's gonna be like, I need 9 more cards.
Got any more of those lures? You got any of those lures?
You can find it all over at Wayne Sports Cards, just north of West Edmonton Mall. You can't miss them. They've been there for like ever, and it's a good place to get lost in. It really is.
Great mini mall.
There's a lot going on there. Yeah, and you can accomplish a lot.
And it's on the corner.
Italian Center Shop is like. There's like 2 mini malls. I wonder
corner
if
lot.
Are they rival mini malls?
Could be. I bet you the taxes are. Yeah, I bet you there's.
That's interesting. I never
2
thought about
warlords going head to head.
Because the one has like a bank in it and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wayne's is in the
and
other one
BP's is the divider, right? You're kind of on the.
Yeah, go in and see Wayne and Nikki and the crew over there, and they'll take care of you. And I do love people just getting into just wanting to start. I told Dad the other day, I said, just get the MVP box. It's like a cheaper box. You're not going to get any massive hits that you're going to like send away to get graded or anything. But it's a nice way to get in with your kids. And you know what? I'm firing back with my kids because I've been gone every weekend for like 5 months. But we're getting back into the sticker book game next weekend. We used to like to do stickers in the morning on the weekends. So we're going to be back in the sticker game. You can find all the stickers and stuff at Wayne's as well. And like I said, they got the Advent boxes, which would be a fun way to get you through December. Especially, I was in a place yesterday that apologized to me for playing Christmas music already.
Wow.
Yeah,
so why are they doing it?
I was buying something yesterday, and they're like, sorry about the Christmas music. I was just like, I mean, I appreciate it because you should be sorry for already playing Christmas music. But they didn't have to apologize.
Stop playing it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, this employee, it was not
a corporate decision.
It was not their call. It was not their call on the Christmas music.
They're just suffering. Yeah.
But
conch for that employee, November 15th, having to suffer.
Apologizing already. Yeah, I said, you got a long ways to Christmas. The lady was like, and it was a lady. It was like a little old lady, and she's like, yeah, well, 5 to 6 weeks. Like she's just. That's a tough spot to be in, man. When you work for somebody who's forcing Christmas music upon you when we're still closer to Halloween than we are to Christmas. Like that's just too much.
Buckle up.
That's too much. 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well. Zulu's in and saying 4-2 Oilers today. Feels a Nuge goal coming down the pipeline.
Okay.
Penner's Pancake says Devon Shore hat trick tonight, but Oilers win 5-4. That's nice too. Tay-Tay's in and says Deshaun Watson is done for the year. What? What is the deal with this guy? I thought he played well last week. What happened? He got hurt again? Is this true? Who's got this? Let's find this Deshaun Watson news right now. Man, Deshaun Watson has to be the most frustrating thing of all time.
Tom Pelissero has a...
My God. Tom Pelissero. Deshaun Watson wanted to be shot up and play through injuries, and he sought multiple medical opinions per sources, but doctors were clear. If he got hit again in the same spot, the shoulder could fall apart. Now surgery awaits, and his 2023 season is over.
It's quite an image, eh? Just the shoulder just...
Imagine, it like pixelates and goes away.
Vaporized.
Like in Endgame, like at the end of Endgame when everybody like into dust.
Yeah, you're breathing it
or
in.
Infinity War or whatever. Infinity War. Sorry, Trev. Infinity War. Like the end of Infinity War. If Deshaun Watson gets hit one more time, his shoulder just turns into dust. Oh, man. What an absolute disaster. Deshaun Watson has been for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. Just absolutely.
Pour one out for Andy McNamara, hey?
Man, that poor guy. He's a huge Browns fan. Does the podcast and everything. That sucks. All right, on the way next, we will have Jamie McLennan for Pro-Am Sports. Eric's got a sports rewind coming up for Universal Rewind. And, boy, the second hour of the show is going to be jam-packed. We got free advice around 7:30. What do you need help with? Cool Bet Hotline of the day still to come. Macramalla is going to join us to dive into the arrest that was made overseas in the death of Johnson. So we'll get into that with Macramalla around 7:45 today. But a Universal Sports Rewind with Lieutenant Eric to wrap up the 6 o'clock hour. What a 6 o'clock hour it was. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for being here.
NHL action last night saw Winnipeg double up New Jersey 6-3. Capitals over Vegas 3-0. Ducks over the Preds 3-2. Stars with an overtime win 4-3 against Arizona. Flames top the Habs 2-1. Blues shut out the Bolts 5-0. And Florida defeats San Jose 5-3. The Oilers get setting to host the Kraken tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola. He'll have your Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. News out of the NFL this morning. Tom Pelissero reports that Deshaun Watson will undergo season-ending surgery on a broken bone in his throwing shoulder. Draymond Green ejected last night for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. Warriors losing to the Timberwolves 104-101 in group stage action of the NBA in-season tournament. Regular season schedule resumes tonight with 8 games, one of which will see the Raptors hosting the Bucks. Edmonton Oil Kings hit the road for a 3-game trip starting tonight in Regina. The club will travel to Brandon for Friday and wrap up the trip Saturday night in Moose Jaw against the Warriors. Sports Rewind brought to you by Universal Rewind, reminding you that regular motor maintenance will prevent costly downtime. Contact them today to learn more about their motor maintenance services. Choose experience, expertise, and quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.703 on the Nielsen Show. Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric with you. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. You've got just 4 more days to get your hands on the Ghost Pepper Chicken Sandwich. It is a game changer on the menu at all Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen locations. You can get it on DoorDash. You can get it on Skip the Dishes. You can get it at Uber Eats. You can just get it, get off your butt, and go down to a Popeyes and pick yourself up a Ghost Pepper Chicken Sandwich, the spiciest sandwich in the biz. Right here in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Here at Edmonton Sports Talk, if you're watching on YouTube and you got to hop in your car and head off to a job at some point, you can listen on TuneIn. Download the free TuneIn app. And, you can listen on TuneIn. Join us every single day. Static-free content, uninterrupted here on the Nielsen Show. Hour number 2, let's lay out the rest of the way for you here. If you missed Tales of the North, what's really fun now, if you're on YouTube and you missed Tales of the North, you can just scroll back. Just scroll back to like 6:35 today on the show, and you can watch Tales of the North. I thought I did a good job setting up the Oilers and the Seattle Kraken. Jamie McLennan will be joining us shortly. We got your Cool Bet Hotline of the day today. Little Mr. Lean appearance coming up on that segment. Plus, it is the final day to get in on the pop-up store at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I know many people were like, where's the swag? We got to get the swag. Well, the swag is up, but today's the last day to get it. So this is This is a 5 bell alarm or whatever it is.
Buy 10 hats if you want, right? Today's the day
If you
to
want,
do it.
today's the day. You can go in and buy 1 million T-shirts if you wanted, then sell them on the secondary market and try to make a couple of bucks. I think that's something that you might be able to do as well. But we've teamed up with Hive Product Marketing, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at thehiveproductmarketing.com. Free advice for Damon Bunting coming up. What do you need help with? Fantasy football advice, life advice, whatever you need help with, just let us know. Hit us up. 780-218-9999. Best part about it is we give it to you for free. What can you get for free nowadays? Outside of this show. I mean, you can obviously get the show.
This is free.
Free advice. Free advice, too. So that's...
free advice and a free show. That's a deal.
Amish Man 19 in the Nasty Chat says, is the ghost pepper chicken sandwich Dusty approved? I think I know what's for lunch tomorrow. Ghost pepper chicken sandwich is definitely Dusty approved. It's also probably as spicy as this boy's going to roll.
That new one down the block is taking shape, hey? You been past there recently?
I don't want to go buy it until it's ready to roll.
They've got the spray paint up on the side of the wall that eats chicken or whatever it is.
Oh, it's all in there now.
Yeah.
Have you been going by and looking in the window?
I drive by every day. I'm ruined. This is going to ruin me.
Have you been able to tell what's going next to it?
No.
Oh, it's
I
weird.
lose my eyes. I focus right on the orange.
I know the rumors have been like Five Guys and some other things too, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see for that one. But yeah, that's going to be good as well. All right, our next guest, Jamie McLennan, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned fan gear and fan cave specialists, located on St. Albert Trail, 1 block north of Yellowhead, or online, of course, at proamsports.ca. Like you, they are fans too. Let's noodles in a car today. Let's find out what's going on with Jamie McLennan this morning. As always, brought to you by our great partners over at Pro-Am Sports. We are going to set up the Edmonton Oilers and the Seattle Kraken. And yeah, let's bring in Jamie this morning. Noodles, where are you, buddy? What's going on right now?
I am in a car. I'm at the Casino Rama area up on the reserve, and I don't know. This is my first time on this app, so I don't know if you saw. I couldn't turn it around. I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on. It was sideways, not sideways. So I'm like, all right.
Well, don't move. Don't move right now. You're good.
I'm not moving. I feel good. I feel good. So no, it's I pulled off to the side of the road to make sure that could have a chat here. Looking forward to it. But it's yes, I am in my vehicle, and I do believe I'm technologically at least advanced enough to get this going. So we're ready to rock.
It actually sounds really good.
Great.
I like the sound of it. It's amazing. It's amazing technology nowadays. So are you just coming out of a heater at the casino? Like first thing in the morning, like you put in an all-nighter? Or what?
I wish. No, I have an office on reserve, so I actually go up and work there and doing my shows from there today. So it's busy, but I got late on the road today. I would usually be set up already, but I had to drop my kids off, and the traffic in the GTA.
Dude,
GTA area is a mess.
You can't be late getting on the road in Toronto. Like that'll kill you every time, won't it? Like
everything turns from 40 minutes to an hour and a half just because, somebody stopped at the side of the road and everybody wants to take a look and see what's going on. So it's so frustrating that the traffic in Toronto is literally, I thought I read this. I'm not sure if this stat is correct, but the second worst in North America behind LA.
No way.
So yes. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The infrastructure is terrible, and you've got 6 million people here sharing a small space, so it is what it is.
So you're telling me having to wait for 5 minutes on the southwest leg of the Henday here in Edmonton's not the end of the world?
No, I'll take the Henday. I'll take the Henday even when it was being built. I would.
you know, you're a local guy where you could drop a good Henday being built joke. Well done, Noodles. Well done.
It was terrible. Yeah.
We have not had a chance to chat with, last week at this time, Jack Campbell had just been sent down. Now here we are a week later. There's a new head coach, a new assistant coach. We went through one of the weirdest press conferences ever, and they've won 2 games in a row.
And Jack still hasn't found his game.
And Jack still hasn't found his game in the American League. We'll get to that, obviously, in a second. But, Noodles, just your thoughts on, the past 4 or 5 days for this franchise, and is this the direction things needed to be turned in, do you think?
I come back to the saying, do you remember in Dumb and Dumber where it's like our pets' heads are falling off? Like I feel like at some point, like all hell was breaking loose. You're like, what is going on there? What else could go wrong? You're right. Like pulling the trigger this quickly into the season. I felt bad. I felt bad for the coaching staff because, you know, Jay Woodcroft didn't forget how to coach overnight. You know, there are some players, I think I said this last week, that have forgotten how to play overnight, which is really weird. The last couple games look a lot more like the Edmonton Oilers. Your top players playing like top players. You're getting saves at the right time. Your special team's starting to wake up. Like that's the formula. You look at this Edmonton Oiler team. It's top players, including Hyman, including RNH looks a little bit better. Kane can still chip in, but it's McDavid and Draisaitl. It's a defensive core that is done by committee and not making poor mistakes and getting saves that you need, and special teams. And that's what we've seen the last couple games. But leading up to that, I don't know what the hell was going on. I think the fan base, I think the organization was sitting there staring and saying, we need to do something before we lose this season, because you're looking up, and at that point, I think Vegas was 18 points ahead, and you're like November 6th type of thing. So I don't know if the shoe had to drop. I would put it back to you guys that are there every day. I feel like this has the owner's fingerprints all over this as well. He's a guy who wants to win. He's dialed into the boys on the bus type of thing where, it's Paul Coffey who's got his ear, and, now all of a sudden Koff is on the bench, which is fine. I mean, Paul Coffey's a Hall of Famer. I would love to have a Hall of Famer's perspective in real time. And that's what you're getting. If you're a defenseman, if you're Evan Bouchard and Paul Coffey's been in your position, he could probably point out a couple things in real time during the game that'll help you. I hope this coaching staff, I don't know Chris Knobloch that well. I've obviously the ties to U of A and Stan Marple and all of my friends there. I'm happy for him, but I don't know. Did he not look like, I don't even know what the word was, Scrabble face? Like he just had this look on his face that he was terrified coming behind the bench. And they score 30 seconds?
Yeah, I know. You're like, oh no.
He had a list of letters on his board there for Scrabble, and there was consonants and things that there was no word he could put together. And then they settled in and stuck with it and got going in the third period. But it has been a crazy whirlwind. And quite honestly, the players, they have to wear this. I even think McDavid and Draisaitl, they were I don't know if embarrassed was the right word, but McDavid looked uncomfortable in his media, talking about it. He looked pissed and embarrassed and all of the things above, based on, when a coach gets fired, and believe me, I've been a part of that. You as a player have to wear that, because you're looking in the mirror going, if I was better, maybe this scenario doesn't happen. And I think that's where Connor and Leon were. And hopefully this has broken out of them into that funk there. I thought they looked a lot better last game.
Is this I'm kind of torn on it, because is this a tough spot for Knobloch to come into, or is it a great spot for him to come into? Because they can't be worse. And it feels like they're eventually just going to start scoring goals again, and then it'll look like everything's fixed. I feel like he's kind of in a good spot right now.
I would agree. I think he's in a good spot. My whole thing when it comes to him is, I don't know him as a coach. I hope he's a really good tactical coach. And what I mean by that is, let's say the regular season, they get it back on the rails, everything's good. The analytics, everyone was talking about the analytics, like they're going to come back, the regression, like their shooting percentage, all of the stuff that wasn't going in for them. The PDO was 94. It was just so many things were going wrong. Now it might go right, but I hope that the team gets buttoned up to the point where you're going up against, let's say you face Dallas in the playoffs. Peter DeBoer knows what the hell he's doing. Bruce Cassidy in Vegas knows what the hell he's doing. I'm not suggesting that Chris Knobloch doesn't, but this is his first go around. And if you're expecting to go deep into the playoffs, you better make sure that this group as a coaching staff is buttoned up and it's translating to the players so that the players are buttoned up, because this is another year of McDavid and Draisaitl in their prime. there's no time for learning curves as coaches on the job. So that's the only, I would say, negative thing when it comes to it. But I would agree. He's in a great position because he's got the golden goose in his prime, both of them. And if they get their game going, it's going to look really good.
Man, I don't know if we've ever referred to McDavid as the golden goose, but I love it. I love it. That's a great reference. I think that's really good. So you said you went through coaching changes. Like, how quickly can a coach put his mark, make his mark on the team, put a staple on this team? Because I think everybody all of a sudden wants him to come in and we'll be talking about, look, he's changed 9 different systems and this is how it works. But this is a gradual thing, is it not, Noodles?
It is, because even if he does small tweaks to the system, it still takes time for the guys, for it to become habit instead of just thinking about it. Because you could tell at the start of the season, the guys were thinking in the defensive zone, which was a mess. I've called this defensive zone for years the dog park defense.
Yeah.
And they were trying to sort it out, trying to be more patient. And it even looked worse because it made it look like they were just standing around, which they weren't. They were thinking on the ice and not reacting. So I think what happens with a coaching change, the players to look themselves in the mirror and go, I need to bear down. You treat these games not like a game in November on a Tuesday. They have to be more like playoff type intensity to dig in and get your game in order. I hope this team is mature enough to not take their foot off the gas after a couple wins, because Seattle's pissed. Seattle lost the other night again. They lost to Edmonton the other day. They're gonna be a team that's gonna want retribution. So I look at the big picture. It's gonna take a couple weeks for everybody to settle in, but sometimes just a fresh set of eyes and even an upbeat attitude. Not suggesting that Jay Woodcroft and Dave Manson weren't upbeat, but just it sounds like this guy Chris Knobloch is a very positive thinker. A reinforcer, that type of stuff. And maybe that's what this group needs, because they're fragile right now. Sometimes just a different set of eyes can help give you some perspective.
Jamie, too, and you mentioned golden goose in terms of McDavid. Maybe Knobloch needs a golden goose as well in the crease, and Stuart Skinner elevating from good to great, and that kind of couples off the defense as well. And you mentioned, making less mistakes, keeping things simple, not thinking as much. Do you see Skinner, that one capital A now moving forward? I mean, I don't think we look at Pickard as maybe coming up here and joining in some sort of a tandem with Campbell now out of the picture. Is this something where Knobloch now has to rely on a guy like Stuart Skinner, and do you see him kind of taking this thing and running with it during the season here?
Well, I'll admit that I've been wrong in this scenario, because I thought you called Pickard up, and I think I might have said it on this show last week, that you call Pickard up and you play him in San Jose. I was adamant on that because you'd seen Skinner give up 6 against Vancouver, and I thought if the team needed that jolt, it's like, hey, call somebody up and see if he can go on a heater, and that would allow Skinner, that would allow Campbell to get their game back in order. They stuck with Skinner. He lost. Then he wins the next game in Seattle. One last game against the Islanders. I thought he's looked really good, really efficient in his last couple games. And I will say this. I was speaking to an NHL coach, and I gave him my opinion as to call Pickard up. And he actually said, I look at it the other way. And he gave me some good perspective, so I'll share it. He said, I think the organization said, instead of having Campbell and Skinner there in that competition, they just said, you're our guy, go play. And, that's basically, there's no, okay, we're going to go back and forth, the net's up for grabs. They basically kind of grabbed Skinner and said, this is your net, go and run with it here. And yes, Pickard will get maybe a start here and there, but if the starts are spaced out, show us what you can do. Show us you can be a 1 in this league. So I thought that was interesting perspective, because I was completely the other way, looking at it and saying, I didn't love where Skinner's game was at. Obviously, we know where Campbell's game is at. So I said, let's give a different look, and it's a fresh perspective for the guys on the bench. But they stuck with them, and I was wrong in that. And it sounds like the Oilers organization is more like that NHL coach, talking about just going with Skinner, letting him get into a groove. And he certainly has gotten into a groove the last couple games. I thought he was really good against the Islanders for timely saves.
Yeah.
The big save at the right time. That's what you needed there was a couple times where it got a little bit dicey and he a little bit nervous because you could tell the team was a bit nervous, but he made a couple big saves when they needed it. And then after that, they took over.
Noodles, before we let you get back on the road, there were some thoughts yesterday that the general managers are contemplating at least talking further about possibly changing overtime a little bit, putting in a shot clock or not allowing you to go back out and regroup outside the blue line or red line once you cross it. I don't think anything will ever come from it, but are you intrigued by either of those ideas?
I'm intrigued because I love overtime. I hate the shootout. So, I've been advocating, and I'm going to lose this argument because I'd like to add a few more minutes, and all you're doing is adding more minutes and more wear and tear to your top players.
Yeah.
You're not adding, but I would love to see if there was any analytics on that. If you even did a case study and extended it 3 minutes, did it to 8, where maybe those top players wear down a little bit, there's more chances, maybe more goals. Even if you got in those 3 bonus minutes, you got 30% more wins. That's 30% less shootouts. And I think that's where, again, fans are always looking at it. I like the finality of it is, somebody wins, somebody loses, because I think I've told you 35 ties in my career is really ridiculous.
It's really killing that win-loss record, man.
Really. And I could have been 0-35 in the shootout, so I shouldn't speak too much, But honestly, I do like the fact that they're trying. I don't know if anything's going to work, and if you're going to just go crazy, drop the puck and take the lines out and just say, okay, go. Woo! Just something like just creative where it's like all hell breaks loose. Here's the puck and go. No offsides, no nothing. Go where you want on the ice, like pond hockey, old school. Maybe that's something that could be in there. They're talking about a shot clock where you can't go over the red line back and take it back out of the zone. Well, maybe there is no zones. Maybe there's just a red line. That's it. Or something like, you want to be creative and silly? Let's do it. That's the way I look at it.
As always, buddy, really appreciate it. And, yeah, the technology today in your car on the side of the road was excellent, man.
Perfect.
So, yeah, let's do it again next week from some other place.
I was Chevy guy today, technology and stuff. Wasn't that?
Yes.
Well done, Chevy guy reference, buddy. Yeah.
Rick Wilde. All right.
See you later, buddy. Man, we got to grab Chevy guy clip. That's got to be somewhere in the vault that came over with us, the 32,000 mystery clips we have right now. You know what? If you really want to make NHL overtime interesting, let me throw this one at you if we're getting all crazy. And I think overtime will stay the same. I'm fine with it. Noodles has an interesting idea. Expand it to 7-8 minutes.
I like Noodles going full off, though. Nuts.
No,
though.
I say you go like Edmonton Minor Hockey Week style, where you start 3-on-3, and then after 3 minutes, you drop it to 2-on-2 for a minute, and then in the final minute, you go 1-on-1. And it's like Connor McDavid versus Nathan McKinnon, 1-on-1 for 60 seconds. And millions and millions of eyes would make sure they're tuned in for those 60 seconds in overtime. Cale Makar versus Connor McDavid, 1-on-1 for 60 seconds.
But you extend the time so that you go down the lineup, and then eventually you get Vincent Desharnais up against somebody, right? Yeah. And it's like two plugs going at it.
This is how it ends.
Yeah, 20-minute overtime.
This is how it ends. That's good. Jamie McLennan, great stuff. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Visit them at proamsports.ca or hit them up in-store, 1 block north of Yellowhead. Hey, shout out to the person. This is why advertising works. Somebody yesterday actually said, guys, I subscribed to the Spotify page for Whale and Wolf yesterday. Did you see that text come in? They're like, advertising works on EST. This guy just tweeted us a delicious picture of a chicken breakfast sandwich from A&W. And is this, this almost looks like a root beer, but do you think that's some sort of iced coffee there? You're a coffee guy. Is that an iced coffee? Or is this dude, is this guy rolling a root beer first thing in the morning with a breakfast sandwich? Oh yeah, it's one of the plastic reusable cups, and it does look like condensation on the top.
It's probably a coffee, but if it's root beer, you go, man.
A lot of respect crushing a root beer at 7:10 in the morning with a chicken breakfast sandwich. Woo, love it. That's good stuff right there. Would you change over? Do you wouldn't change overtime at all? Would you
We talked about this in the hangout yesterday with Dash in the Park and host Matthew Iwanek. I think the conversation of just change in hockey is nice to hear. I think debating these ideas, tossing them around, gets people talking about the league, the sport, and everything else. Will they? I highly doubt there's going to be too much change, but but perhaps just maybe a window dressing type of thing to what you see right now. I would like to go. I'd like to take the Nulis position and kind of go to these outer areas and really think big and really. But I don't think that's that's hockey. So doubt it'll happen. I'd like to see something.
Yeah, just the line's blown out. It's just no zones in OT.
Oh, why not? It'd be fun. I'd like to see these things experimented, right, in a one-off. Maybe not a permanent change, but
Danny T is in and says, "I love the idea of no lines in overtime."
Why not?
Yeah.
I think we can all come together and say, kaputs to the shootout, right? We can all agree on that, right?
Lots of text messages rolling in here saying, hashtag Jeff Walker. Isn't that the Jeff Walker special? If it was root beer, 100%, that's Jeff Walker. But Walker would get burgers in the morning. He wasn't the breakfast sandwich
Specials
guy.
Damned.
Yeah, he would just
get
teen burgers and root beers and then be like, man,
I don't feel good.
My diabetes are not going to like this.
The doctor really doesn't like me right now. And they're like, wow.
Walker was such a treat, man. My goodness. Guys, root beer mixed with iced coffee is premium.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Game changer. Game changer. Are you just suggesting that or have you actually done that? Guys, there's no such thing as a chicken breakfast sandwich, so it makes sense that psycho is drinking a root beer. Well, there's lots of places that have chicken breakfast sandwiches.
Everybody's
What do you mean
doing
there's no such thing?
Yeah, the NHL will be making their own sooner or later.
The chicken breakfast sandwich overall as a breakfast sandwich has not fully won me over. I'm still very much a pro sausage breakfast sandwich guy. But at the same time, it has certainly surpassed bacon and ham on the list. It's moved into my number 2 spot on breakfast sandwich rankings. All breakfast sandwich rankings, by the way, do come in behind a classic good breakfast wrap.
Do you have them with an egg, though?
No.
See, because that's, the sausage without the egg, just that sausage McMuffin there, that's good. And then the chicken, too, it works.
Yeah,
you don't need the egg.
No, you don't necessarily need the egg.
Just give me a bacon sandwich for crying out loud, hey?
An egg. Yeah, an egg's just not necessary, although it's good for you. It's good for you. Tate, EST Legal Analyst and guy who's the perfect lawyer for the Oilers because he doesn't want to be. Eric Macramalla. Tate, text that in at 780-218-9999. It's easy for us to track these if you can text them in as well. EST Legal Analyst and guy who's decided energy drinks aren't for him after a full week of putting batteries in his water with no results. That went in from Strummy this morning.
Stir.
Yeah, that's man. This I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything from this. That's a good one too, Strummy. Put your name on these things so we can get you in the mix for text of the day at 780-218-9999. Oh, Mr. Lean. It's time for the Cool Bet hotline of the day. Is Mr. Lean even paying attention out there?
He's making you beg for it.
Mr. Lean! Mr. Lean! What is this? Is he gone?
Maybe he went to the washroom.
Maddie might be...
Mr. Lean, bang your hand on the table if you're still...
I'm pretty sure he was listening to the show. Yeah, you're delayed. Oh, we're delayed. How loud are your headphones, man? We've been yelling Mr. Lean for at least
5 minutes.
The 20-second delay. Cool Bet hotline of the day. The everything in that Oilers game is already locked up. There's 288 markets. Look at Mr. Lean.
He's leaning. He's
leaning.
I love it.
On one of our things while he's making the pick. Classic Mr. Lean stance. All right, Mr. Lean, you were on the Nugs last night. The dank Nugs.
This needs to be a silhouette.
They won, but they didn't cover. Yeah. Do you know what this is? That lean right there is your Michael Jordan Nike
T-shirt.
T-shirt.
NBA logo. It's the NBA logo.
It's the Mr. Lean logo. All right, buddy. Well, what are you looking at today? Let's slide in here on this mic here.
Really loud.
No. Yeah, just we want good audio for the tune-in crowd, right? Like,
you want to know something? Plus 144 I'm looking at.
Plus
scored 3 on Saturday. Why not score another tonight against the same team? Give me Zach Hyman.
Whoa.
Scoring. That's my lean.
Zach Hyman lean, plus 144. Third best odd of the Oilers to bury one tonight. And he scored last game, too. I mean, Zach Hyman's, he's got 8 goals this year. He's on a little bit of a heater right now. 4 goals in his last 2 games. Mr. Lean is going to ride the wave. He's going to ride the wave today.
That's the Crackin killer.
Okay, Zach Hyman. So, now... Maddie, now we have to wonder, do we put a Zach Hyman goal into a parlay today, or is that too risky? That seems a little too risky. I wonder with McDavid being off the schneid. You know what? Let's do this. Let's put this together tonight. We'll go Oilers. Is tonight an overtime game?
Oh.
Like is tonight a tight one? I'm feeling. So I guess that's why I'm asking, because I'm going to go Oilers money line on the parlay.
Okay.
I was thinking Oilers and reg, but I don't know. Something about this reeks of overtime finish today. We're just talking about overtime. Maybe that's why it's on my brain, but let's go. Oilers in regulation. Draisaitl goal at -111. Power play keep rolling here. Hey, a couple goals last game.
Seattle has a terrible penalty. Seattle and Edmonton are both near the bottom in penalty kill, and they're both near the top in
over
8, 9 in power
-143. Man, we almost just run back what we did the other day in that Seattle one. Remember, we almost hit it. We just missed the 5.5. So let's go under 6.5. Under 6.5. Look, Stewie Skins is hot. Knobloch is a systems man.
Who likes betting an under?
I'm betting an under today. The Oilers are an under team right now. Under 6.5 plus is plus 100. So under 6.5. Draisaitl goal. Oilers money line. And McDavid 2 points. It's so sketchy in an under situation.
Just a lean.
But if McDavid's or if Draisaitl's scoring,
McDavid's going to get in on that? Probably not. Okay, so Oilers money line, the under 6.5, Draisaitl goal, McDavid 2 points. That under 6.5 is a little scary. But we went over 5.5 last game. We didn't hit it. So they'd have to score 2 more goals than last game to hit this thing.
it would have hit on Saturday the under.
Yeah, we're on the under. Let's go under 6.5. Oilers money line, under 6.5, Draisaitl goal, McDavid 2 points. That is your cool bet. Hotline-ish of the day, because it's going to be like the Edmonton Sports Talk parlay today. Can you text that to Patty, Matty? Just in case the boys in cool. I mean, they're probably watching. But, yeah, there you go. That is your cool bet hotline of the day parlay. Oilers money line, under 6.5. Draisaitl goal, McDavid 2 points. Cha-ching. It's going to be a pretty good number because that under's plus money. So I like that. I think this is going to be a pretty good number today. All right, let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda. We will come back with free advice for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? Fantasy football, fantasy hockey, relationship, life, work advice, whatever you need help with. We'll do that coming up here. So you got to text us or hit us up in the nasty chat right now. 780-218-9999 to the Paris Jewelers inbox, where they got those early Black Friday deals on now, and in the nasty chat as well. Guys, Huss would call you your parlay for cowards. No, it's not when you're taking multiple points, but the under. That makes it slightly riskier, boys. Slightly riskier. If we were on the over 5.5 again, cowards parlay. I get it. But this one, if it's going to end up like plus 350-ish to plus 400, it's not cowards parlay. Come on now. What do you need help with? Free advice coming up. Macramalla on the way as well. But let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric.
Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson ruled out for the remainder of the season. He will undergo season-ending surgery on a broken bone in his throwing shoulder. That reported earlier this morning. Over to the NHL, where the Oilers will host the Kraken tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 5 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Draymond Green ejected last night for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. Warriors losing to the Timberwolves 104-101 in group stage action of the in-season tournament. Regular season schedule resuming tonight with 8 games, one of which sees the Raptors hosting the Bucks. Edmonton Oil Kings, they're on the road for a 3-game trip beginning tonight in Regina. The club will visit Brandon Friday and wrap the trip Saturday night in Moose Jaw against the Warriors. This sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where they'd like to welcome their newest sales associate this morning, Deshaun Watson.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai. Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Need advice? We've got you covered. It's time for Free Advice, brought to you by Damon Bunting. Buying or selling? Check out DamonBunting.com. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Woo! There you go. I like that. That timed out extremely well. Our voice guy here is my old co-host in Fort McMurray, and he's the one who really sucked me into sports betting. Never be the same. Yeah, it was Jamesy who he sucked me in. We used to bet and bet heavily in the mornings when we were doing our Rock 97.9 morning show in Fort Mac. We would be betting on tennis across the sea, like across the ocean, and just like we would miss breaks. Like we basically were just taking the money we were making in radio in Fort Mac and betting it on tennis overseas. And some days it worked out, some days it didn't. So stay cool and bet responsibly with our partners right now over at CoolBet. All right, let's see here this morning. We got a few good text messages rolling in. It is free advice. We're getting to free advice. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and we will get to a few of those as well. As always, free advice brought to you by Damon Bunting. He's also one of the sponsors on our pre- and post-game show as well, so we really appreciate the support from Bunting. Who's just a good dude. I mean,
Great water.
Yeah, he provided us with excellent H2O. By the way, Damon, if you're listening, we are out, so feel free to stop by with a couple more flats of the good H2O. But if you're looking to do business with just a great dude, buying or selling, this is not one of those spots where you're like, man, my realtor's a real prick. Instead, you'll say, man, my realtor's one of the nicest guys ever.
Yeah.
And he is. We're not even exaggerating. So buying or selling, visit DamonBunting.com. You can check him out on IG as well. That would be Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. And he will make sure the process is nice and smooth for you. All right, what do you got? What do you need help with today? Don't be shy. 780-218-9999. Oh, and also, if you're looking to get into the slumlord business, nobody provides better advice on becoming a slumlord than the best in the biz in Damon Bunting.
He'll take you under his wing, right? Internship. He'll teach you everything you need to go. He'll take you around the city, show you the places, right? Introduce you to the people you need to know.
Dusty, should I trade Herbert for Jamar Chase? I have C.J. Stroud. Thanks. If this is a one-quarterback league, I would pull the trigger on that thing immediately. You've got C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's schedule the rest of the way is absolute sweetheart sked. I think C.J. Stroud could straight up be a league winner. If you can trade Justin Herbert for Jamar Chase, yes, I would do that if you got C.J. Stroud just sitting there. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger immediately. Pull the trigger immediately. Hey, boys, our second child is due next Thursday. Should I still go to Grey Cup this weekend?
Take it away. I say yes.
I don't think so. Mind you, speaking from experience, the second time I played in the world's longest hockey game, we were due with our first, with little old Marshall Bokeith Nielsen. And basically was it the first time or was it the second time with the Muzz? Anyway, one of the times, I can't remember because the Muzz was around for the second one. So, yeah, it must have been for Marshall. Yeah, 2015. So, Marshall, we're waiting, and Tammy was due like 4 days after the world's longest hockey game ends. And during the world's longest hockey game, you can't leave site or else like the record gets ruined. So I took a little bit of a chance there because if I would have had to leave if she went into labor, I would have ruined the world record for everybody. And there's no way you can't be there. But I was stressed the whole time. So I hate to tell people to not go to Grey Cup. But I don't think you can go, man. If you're at Grey Cup, and your wife goes into labor and it's a quick one and the baby pops out in like 6 to 8 hours or something and you can't get back, you'll never forgive yourself for not being there. So I say, this is how mature I am now. Right? Like
I don't have.
Yeah,
I can't comment on this. I don't know what it's like.
I say you skip Grey Cup, you stay home for the arrival of that baby. Now, with that being said, if the baby doesn't come till like next weekend, you're gonna hold a grudge against that child for its entire life.
Yeah.
So that's tough too.
Johnny Jasno
what's up? Shouldn't he be out at Spirit of Edmonton
Maybe
already?
he is. Maybe this is live from the
My 2014 F-150 is on its last legs. Do I spend the money to fix it up or do I go buy a new one?
You're the truck guy.
Big truck guy myself right now, Johnny Jasno, and I have to say having a new truck is pretty sweet, even if my wife did back into it with our other vehicle in the first week that I had it. I mean, it depends. They wanted my 2016 Ford Explorer that told me it needed $11,000 worth of work. Why am I going to pump $11,000 into a 2016 when I put a down payment on something else for half that price? It just doesn't make any sense. Or use that vehicle as a down payment on a trade-in. So, you know what, Johnny? I say adios to the 2014. It's almost 2024. You're going to be driving around a 10-year-old truck? Come on, Johnny Jasno.
Babbage stash. I started growing a Skinner support stash last spring, well before playoffs, and ended up keeping it. It's a massive mustache now and is definitely awesome, but my wife hates it. She said I need to shave it after Movember. I can't do that when Skinner needs me the most, can I?
Well, I think you've accomplished with Skinner. Skinner's back on track.
But then you want to keep that going. You can't stop now.
There's nothing against starting a new Skinner support stash. Nobody's saying, is she saying he can't start growing one again right away?
Oh, so back
or
down.
Or is she just saying, shave this one off, give me that clean little face for a bit, and then you start growing it back.
Meet in the middle.
Yeah. I think I'd probably listen to her and shave it at the end of the month.
I'll keep this text anonymous. How should I propose whenever I try and do magical engagement, like how they do in the movies that never works out? Should I skip the magical engagement and just ask her randomly, or stick with the plan and wait for the perfect weather date and scenery?
I asked my wife to marry. People know this story. I asked my wife to marry me in a bedroom that we were renting in a condo in Fort McMurray, and I dropped the ring in a pile of laundry because I was so nervous, so I had to dig it out. I was on one knee. So she didn't get her fairy tale proposal. But we're still together.
Oh, she got a ring though.
Yeah, she got a ring.
You got a ring.
She got a ring.
Can't complain.
I would. What's he say? Ask her now or wait till the perfect
wait for the perfect weather and scenery and time and day and temperature and dew point.
Did you ask in a big setup? Did you? What was your deal?
Yeah, I took her to. We went down Candy Cane Lane.
Oh yeah, Candy Cane Lane. Yeah, that's very cool.
And it was near the end of the night. I'm walking down. I'm wondering, well, should I do it in front of the Minions display or whatever? And then we're walking back by that. They had a beaver tail kind of set up near the end. And they have the horse-drawn carriages, right, during the Candy Cane Lane, so people get in the thing, and horses crap, right? So I ended up getting down on one knee in a field of crap. And so my beautiful wife is there, and we're surrounded by crap, but she was the shining light in this field of crap that I proposed in. So if I can do it in a field of crap, I mean, you can do it anywhere.
She was the shining light in a field
of crap. I used another word, but you know what I mean. So that was fine.
Hey guys, some a-hole stole my golf clubs out of my garage. So where's the best place to look for a set of used clubs? And what length should I go to tracking this scumbag down? Kidding, but not really kidding. I mean, if those are really, really, really expensive clubs, I do like the idea of pretending you're a private detective for a little while.
Yeah.
Like you're planning, what do you call it when you're out and you're like sitting in a car watching?
A gumshoe.
No. It's a
private dick.
What is
PI.
It? How come
private investigator.
No, what's the event?
Hired hand. Mercenary.
You're on a stakeout.
Stakeout.
When you're on a stakeout. I do like the idea of being on like self-created stakeouts. Well, because of the snacks and stuff.
It's Miranda and YYC, so I assume it's there. But maybe you just take a wander through Facebook Marketplace, and see what
Facebook Marketplace.
Is this still available?
Oh,
you send, right?
You're saying to find it.
Well, yeah. And then you act as an interested buyer.
Yeah.
And then you show up and just steal it back.
Do we have any cops listening? Like, what's the stakeout game like? Are you allowed to be on your phone?
I'm sure these days you're probably encouraged to be.
I just know from Point Break, right? He sent Utah to get 2 meatball subs for him. And that's my version of a stakeout. I'm like, man, you get meatball subs when you're staking out? This is amazing. I guess a stakeout could be really boring, but can you listen to podcasts? Or do you just have to sit there?
Probably attention.
And that's it. Like if there's a cop right now doing a stakeout, can you stream our show on TuneIn? If you're doing a classic morning stakeout? I don't know. Police officers, let us know. What's the deal with a stakeout? That's pretty good. Guys, I waited and proposed in Disneyland, and my fiance loved it. That's in from Mike, who obviously is very, very rich. Let's see. What else do we got here today?
There's proposal testimonies flying in at 780-218-9999.
Yeah.
Proposed in the bedroom.
It doesn't always have to be. That's what I proposed. Yeah. Let's get to this one. Hey, boys, I saw your donut draft last week, and I need to ask because we've got a guy who brings donuts in 3 times per week at work, but he always takes the chocolate dip for himself every time. Is this acceptable because he's buying, or is it greasy?
That whole draft threw me. I didn't know people's opinions on sour cream flavored.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's
you didn't take the
Trev won the draft. He didn't even know what the last 2 donuts were that he picked. That was a lucky win there, Trev.
Yeah, some call it luck. Yeah, no, but looking at the comments, like it was an easy dub for me.
Yeah,
everyone was like saying, "Oh, sleeper pick, 3rd overall." Yeah, I had no clue what that was, but
it worked out for you though.
Oh yeah,
it worked out. Where do we come on this guy? You're buying office donuts 3 days a week, but you're always taking the chocolate dip. So nobody else ever gets a chance at the chocolate dip, but he's buying them, so technically they're his donuts.
You're the bringer of
so
the
if he
donut.
wants to take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like he can. It's not cool. You're not going to win friends that way. You're not going to make friends, but at the same time, they're his donuts. If he wanted to sit down and eat all 12 of them in front of you, he could probably do that as well. I think. So I would probably just suck it up and eat the honey cruller or the Boston cream or something along those lines.
It's got to be another one with chocolate on it. I mean, you'd be so precise with the chocolate dip.
Joe Balaneski says, guys, I missed the draft. No, it was just a quick draft, 3-man draft, 3 minutes. We drafted a box of 12 Timmy's Donuts.
Yes.
And it wasn't, don't worry, you didn't miss a main draft. We got our Saturday Night Live draft next Friday. When we're also, I saw some people asking about the watch party. We are going to, Oilers Capitals, next Friday afternoon, we are going to stream ourselves watching and talking about the game, which should be pretty fun. That'll be good. Free advice, as always, brought to you by local slumlord Damon Bunting. If you want to get into the real estate biz, he is your guy. Buying or selling, visit his website at damonbunting.com or find him on Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Let's get to some Macramalla intros. They've been flying in all morning. I know I'm going to I've probably missed a few of them that have trickled in so far today, so I do apologize. We'll try to get to as many of those as we can. For text of the day, here are a few of the ones I set aside. These ones came in at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're not on the air until 6. EST Legal Analyst and guy who shaves off all of his body hair except for the mustache on the Tom Selleck back tattoo. Butt tattoo. Eric Macramalla. EST Legal Analyst and guy who doesn't really like orgies that much, but still competes in them because he has to protect his brand, which is a really, really good one. EST Legal Analyst and guy who's decided energy drinks aren't for him after a week of putting batteries in his water with no results, Eric Macramalla. And he's working from home today, Macramalla. How you doing, buddy? I think you're muted, Macramalla. Did you mute yourself? This is a classic Macramalla muting.
He's still going. Yeah,
I think he's muted.
He's done.
YouTube Trev says, yep, there we go. Hey. We got you now, buddy.
Okay, so yeah, the microphone for some reason is not working because
it still
Windows
sounds good.
As you know, I'm super famous, right? So I'm always doing different segments because I'm super famous. Did I mention I'm super famous?
Oh.
And Windows doesn't like when I migrate from application to application. Just doesn't like it. So So I was listening. Those are good intros. All quite sexual as usual. So because I have a legal license, I can't really comment on them. But I would say that the orgy competition is also known as the Spengler Cup, which is what Dustin calls every year around Christmas, when he abandons his family, which includes Marshall, who's terrible on the radio, and he goes to a different continent to leave his family behind. At that point, your wife then has an affair with Kenny G / Lieutenant Eric. So I was listening to the donut thing.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
is
you're
that
a lawyer. What's the legal analyst's view on this?
Actually, we do this for 12 years. Breaking news. I'm not a lawyer. I've lied to you the entire time. It's like a friend of mine. He was lamenting that he had no conferences to go to, right? To leave home. And I gave him a piece of advice, and I said, James, that's his name, James. His last name is not Baker. But I said, James Baker, the conference doesn't have to be real. And his eyes just opened up. So now he's at the Human Fun Conference in Ohio. And that's a 1 month conference. So he has a whole new family there. It's really fantastic. But I was listening to the donut thing.
Yeah.
If you bring donuts for other people, and you will have one as well, but you're the purveyor of the donuts, you pick your donut last.
Oh, wow. Well, then you always get the
Right?
worst donut, probably.
Yeah, but that's see, you bring the donuts to the game, so people love you, so they think that you're nice. But if you grab the first donut, it inherently undermines the gesture of bringing the donuts, right? So it's incompatible, strictly incompatible with the generous, altruistic nature of bringing donuts. So you bring them or you don't. You either bring one for yourself and you eat it in front of them, or you bring donuts for everybody, or just make sure all the donuts are the same. That solves the issue.
Well, somebody
idiot.
somebody texted in and said, EST Legal Analyst and guy that brings a dozen donuts into the office every day, but he orders 1 chocolate dip and 11 old-fashioned plain, and then he eats the chocolate dip.
Don't knock the planes, man.
Here's your 11 old-fashions. But there's no coffee to dip it. Just the old-fashioned.
Just going in dry.
Yeah. No thanks.
Just like
going in dry. Yeah.
No thanks.
I'm married, so
No
I
thanks.
get that. So here's the thing: is that this person really needs to reevaluate his strategy. Say it's a him because he's an idiot, right?
Yeah, of
Women
course.
would do this far more efficiently.
Yeah.
He just needs to get all the same donuts, and those donuts should all reflect his favorite donut. Simple enough, right?
Okay, yeah, so he gets the 12 donuts, but there's something in there no matter what that he's going to like.
They're all the same.
Oh, all
If
the
his
same.
favorite
So it's
donut
12
is
chocolate
Boston
dips.
cream,
Yeah, the
then
12
he only
Boston
gets Boston cream is the best donut. I heard you almost dismissive about the Boston cream. Please, I would bathe in Boston cream donuts. Okay, they're fantastic donuts. You get all Boston cream, right? Maybe one's got coconut for that weird guy on the team who's the goalie. But apart from that, Boston cream for everybody. Then he doesn't get screwed, right? He's the author of his own misfortune. Agreed?
Agreed in that situation.
Yeah.
I would.
It's almost like he's an AM radio.
I always wonder if you're going to twist our words because you're a lawyer, you know? And I'm just going to be like, yes, I agree. And you're like, gotcha. That's exactly the opposite of what you were saying earlier. I'm always so
You
nervous.
know what's funny?
about it.
Years ago, I had a case, and I was conducting a cross-examination.
Ooh.
And I literally, it was a gotcha moment where I got the witness to admit the key issue at the heart of the case. That when he admitted it, it's like, oh, we're going to win. There's no way we lose. Turns out the judge was like leftist, union-loving guy, and we lost. I remember going like, how is that? How did we lose? And that's the issue, right? Even though I'm super powerful, even though I've got terrific hair, the outcome is never assured.
Did you happen to bring the judge donuts that day and you ate his favorite one? Is that what happened? I feel like that's
Boston
what
cream
happened
guy.
here.
Yeah.
God, you
Well,
ate
maybe
the Boston
the issue
cream.
was I was dressed like a big, giant Boston cream donut, right? I was like, hey, look at me, I'm a donut. Who wants donuts? I want donut. Not guilty.
Hit at the
So,
nose,
yeah,
Jose.
the related story, I'm not a lawyer,
Yeah, exactly.
as you can tell.
Eric Macramalla with us on the show
I feel like
this
this
morning.
segment's going to get sad in a second.
I was
feel
just
like
gonna
it's
say
get
that
sad.
this is a
It's gonna get
there's no way to segue to the next conversation, but I know you had already written about it, so I know you kind of have a good feel for what's going on here. I think some of us were still a little surprised yesterday when we did see that police overseas made an arrest in relation to the suspicion of manslaughter. What does that mean in the death of Adam Johnson right now? Does this lead to questioning and then a charge? Does it lead to questioning and then a charge of involuntary manslaughter? Does it lead to questioning and then nothing? Like, where are we at right now in this case?
I think you nailed all of that, actually. It was being reported yesterday that he had been charged with manslaughter, and he'd just been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. And the way that works in the UK is you're brought in for questioning. The investigation is ongoing. That's what the police said. They used the word ongoing. And when you are arrested on suspicion of manslaughter, a number of different scenarios can result. You can be released. You can be released while the cops indicate the matter is under investigation, so you have a chance to flee the country. You can be brought into custody, or you can be be detained, or you can be charged. So released, detained, or charged. That's it. But it's kind of going back in time. Yeah, last week when I wrote that Forbes article and covered it on my show, that I thought the involuntary manslaughter charge was entirely possible, and I used the word reasonable under the circumstances. Lots of people disagreed with that, and even a lot of lawyers going, "No, I don't see it." But when you watch the video of the incident, and it's horrifying.
It's horrific. It's awful.
We have kids in hockey. I mean, that's what you think about all the time, right? Your kids. And I play men's league, and I'm on my ass half the time, but that's different, right? I deserve to be on my ass. But when you watch the video, what you see is Matt Petgrave. So he's got a man in front of him. Adam Johnson's his man, right? Adam Johnson's coming to his left with the puck, so he wants to pick up his man. He straightens out his right leg with a view to getting leverage to lift his left leg, almost as a karate kick, in a karate kick motion, to impede Adam Johnson's progress. So on an involuntary manslaughter charge, what you're looking at is, okay, was the death unintended? Yes.
Okay.
But was the act that resulted in the death, was it reckless or was it negligent? That's the only question.
That's what they look at then. Hey, was it reckless or negligent? Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's the key. Remember, there are different types of, there's murder, which is premeditated.
Yeah.
I want to kill you and then I kill you the next day. Voluntary manslaughter is sort of a crime of passion, or you're in a bar fight, right? But involuntary manslaughter, I didn't mean to kill anybody. It's like texting while driving. It's you're playing with a gun and you accidentally kill someone. You're a doctor that prescribes meds and you shouldn't have done that and the person died. You didn't intend to kill them, but was your initial act reckless and was it negligent? Well, in this case here, when you watch the video, anyone who kind of knows hockey knows that, well, he planted his foot and raised his leg intentionally. So that was reckless and that was negligent. I will say this. After literally the day after it happened, I received so many messages from former NHL hockey players, from professional hockey players, and friends of mine that had played at a decent level of hockey. All of them across the board were outraged by what Petgrave did. They were saying that this was utterly, completely ridiculous. This is not, quote, a freak accident like Adam Johnson's team indicated in a press release that night. It's probably released by some kid or a team that was just in shock. That's not a freak accident, right? It's different. It's not like Caden Gooley last night who got clipped in the mouth. This is a player who intentionally raised his leg and did so in a reckless way. That's involuntary manslaughter. Sorry.
What Petgrave?
You guys look shocked by that.
Well, no, I think because it's when you watch it, because there'll be some people, on Twitter, it's insane. People are like, he murdered him, and I see other people say, well, no, he didn't mean to do that. But what you're saying is, well, that is involuntary manslaughter. Like you didn't mean to do it, but you did something negligent or reckless that led to a death, right? Like that's the definition of it.
I think you've nailed it because that's sorry, and Eric, sorry to cut you off there. That's the misconception. The question I keep getting is, like at work, I'm walking up and down the halls, they're like, well, Eric, he didn't mean to do it. I said, that's not relevant. What's relevant is, did he get in his car drunk and kill somebody? Get it?
Yeah.
Was the initial act negligent? They had a duty of care to this person, didn't rise to the requisite standard of care, or was he reckless? And what reckless means is you do something knowing it's a dangerous play or a dangerous thing to do, but you persist in doing it. So you need to be held accountable for that. You can go to jail for up to 10 years, but a more likely scenario is if he's charged and he cuts a deal is he won't go to prison, suspend his sentence, and do some community service.
Okay, so that's kind of where this would be headed. I was going to kind of go there.
Yeah, what's the timeline? I guess he was released on bail earlier today. What would be a next step? I guess down the road, or what sort of timeline do you see kind of happening next steps?
Okay, so he was released on bail. I wasn't aware of that because I was.
Did that come out this morning?
Released on bail earlier today.
Okay, so that's good. So released on bail means that They rightfully don't consider him to be a threat to the community, so he can be out there.
Okay, yep.
Bail is if he's a bit of a flight risk, but he'll be easy to find, so I don't think that that's an issue. So it makes sense. So the fact that he's released on bail means they questioned him, and at that point in time, they didn't believe there was a sufficient basis to charge him with manslaughter.
Okay.
Now that could change. Being released doesn't mean anything necessarily, but if I'm him, perhaps I draw some level of optimism that I wasn't detained or I wasn't charged. So that's something for him.
The one thing I saw, like in some of the stories I read about this yesterday, they said they've talked to various experts and things as part of the investigation. Who would, like, is that just people who've been around the game of hockey, or I guess it would be in this situation, right? Like, who else are they supposed to talk to?
Totally. So you're dealing with the UK. I think it's called the Elite League, right? So the UK,
the EIHL, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they have no clue what they're looking at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say he were to say, Petgrave would say, look, I was clipped. Well, if you're clipped, the laws of physics suggest you don't do that, right? You kind of fall back, left shoulder drops back, your leg doesn't come up, a la Shawn Michaels, almost on a straight diagonal line. So you're speaking to people that have played hockey and that understand what they see. And that's the reason why he was brought in for questioning, because there were enough people telling them that this wasn't a freak accident. It was an extremely tragic outcome, but as a result of a player being reckless.
I think this is the first time I've ever said this, but this was a fascinating segment today, Macramalla. Really appreciate this, buddy.
My team of writers are behind my computer screen, and they're feeding me on cue cards everything I need to say.
Yeah.
So I want to thank all three of them.
You've got one of those home prompters. You've got a teleprompter set up right in front of the screen. Like, that would be good. All right, buddy. Well, we'll catch up next week, man. Thanks for explaining this to us.
Hey, no problem. And I'll just leave you this. Even though things aren't great for the Oilers because you have no goalie, at least you're not the Flames.
Yeah,
cheers.
That's a good point. There you go. That'll win people over in Edmonton. Yes, we love Eric Macramalla as well. Brought to you by our partners over at Park Mazda. I thought he explained it really well. The involuntary manslaughter would be when you kill somebody because of something negligent you did, even though you didn't necessarily mean to kill them.
No intent.
And I mean, it comes down to what did he say? Probably cut some sort of deal and won't even have to spend any time in jail. So interesting. Really, I'm glad we had him on today to discuss that. I was I don't know, I was so tired yesterday. I texted him yesterday and I go, hey, Macramalla, I'm going to be gone Thursday, Friday. Is there any chance we can get you on tomorrow to talk about this? And he replied, he goes, we're on Wednesdays. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah.
You're living in the past,
sorry,
man.
Sorry, man. I totally thought you were still a Friday guy. But, yeah, excellent. Laid it out perfectly. Kind of gives you the gist of what's going on overseas as that case continues. All right, coming up, we've got, jam-packed third hour of the show. Orange and Blue breakfast to get you set for the Oilers and the Kraken tonight. We will do that. Your predictions for the game right now, 780-218-9999, or in the nasty chat as well. Larry says, you guys need to send him one of your EST coffee mugs for Christmas. He can't use that Canadians mug on the show. Yeah, we will. I think Maddie said we're going to have some extra mugs kicking around, so maybe we'll send one out to Macramalla. But you're sitting here today and telling me that he can't use a Habs mug on this show?
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
It is a hell of a thing for you to say to me. Mr. Mike's, let's do it right now. Who wants a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest and most delicious place ever? Text right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and just let YouTube Trev know that you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. However you want to do that, do that. Pick me. I'd like to please play Mr. YouTube Trev. However you want to do it, get his attention. You'll have a chance to play for that gift certificate coming up. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, you can submit those as well. And Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power for United Sport and Cycle coming up. In fact, we've got a sports update right now for United Sport and Cycle as well. Let's get into that bad boy.
News out of the NFL this morning. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson shut down. He will undergo season-ending surgery on a broken bone in his throwing shoulder. That reported earlier today. Also, a report earlier today Courtesy TSN, a man who was arrested on suspicion of manslaughter in the death of American ice hockey player Adam Johnson, whose neck was cut by a skate during a game, was released on bail earlier today. Matt Petgrave, who plays for Sheffield, was the other player involved in the incident. Over to the NHL, where the Oilers are back in action tonight. They'll host the Kraken. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage beginning at 5 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Draymond Green ejected last night for putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock. Warriors losing to the Timberwolves 104-101 in group stage action of the in-season tournament. Regular season schedule resuming tonight with 8 games, one of which sees the Raptors at home to the Bucks. And the Edmonton Oil Kings will hit the road for a 3-game trip beginning tonight in Regina against the Pats. The club will visit the Brandon Wheat Kings Friday and wrap up the trip Saturday night in Moose Jaw against the Warriors. The sports update for United Sport and Cycle, supporting hockey in your community for over 95 years.
Step closer to the hollow, the devil may care. If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out. Let me into your untainted tribe to be the one who gets to live a lie. Oh, let me lie with you. I'll be a perfect stranger. I wanna be that stupid boy that you don't talk about. You better believe there's a sharp knife beside my bed.
Woo! Will the Wolf, house band of Edmonton Sports Talk. And when we say that, we mean they're here.
In that room.
Yeah, they're right in this door right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Whale and the Wolf. That's where they're set up. But, yeah, if you've not yet checked out Whale and Wolf, make sure you do wherever you get your music. They make good music.
Edmonton band. Edmonton band.
Local guys. Their bass player, which is his brother, he's been in on the Hangout. Love to get some of the other guys in on the Hangout, too. That'd be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ryan would show up.
Oh, yeah. He was texting with me over the weekend.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to come by and see the office. I was like, of course you do.
You can bring donuts.
Of course you got to get by. All right. We have Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power coming up. We've got the Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up. What are your predictions for the game tonight? I think I saw somebody say they're going to crush them. They're going to roll them tonight, and then the real test begins on this road trip out east.
Seeing a lot of over scores as well.
Yeah.
In terms of the over-under here, so I don't know.
Don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in, baby. This is an under game, right? Knobloch's going to keep things toit like a tiger. By the way, Oilers watch party next week, the 22nd, the game against Carolina. We will be at the Boston Pizza in Kingsway. Kingsway Boston Pizza for a little watch party, Oilers and Hurricanes. Tommy will be doing pregame. It'll start like 3:30, so bail out on work a little bit early, swing on by, and then stick around for postgame after as well. That is the 22nd. At Kingsway Boston Pizza. So make plans. I know some people have been asking about that. All right, we'll get some more of your messages in the Nasty Chat, and you can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. 3 questions too many coming up here momentarily. But let's get to a little kind of easy trivia this morning. YouTube Trev, who do we have playing today, buddy?
We've got Big G.
Big G is going to play today, trying to get his hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever, and, of course, the home of Nielsen's team in the draft, the draft party, viewing party for all of our drafts. It's on the Hampton Inn in the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. Get yourself a classic Mike burger. You will not be disappointed. Also now open in Fort Sask. All right, let's bring in Big G today. Big G, you ready to go, bud?
G.
You betcha.
All right, I will start the ticker after I read the first question. Here we go. Who do the Edmonton Oilers play tonight?
Seattle.
Name one player on the Seattle Kraken.
Yamamoto.
Which league is doing an in-season tournament right now?
NBA.
Who is taller, Steph Curry or Lieutenant Eric?
Lieutenant Eric.
Which 2 teams are in the Grey Cup this year?
Winnipeg and Montreal.
Listen to this guy. Huge sports nut. Huge sports nut.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
8:10 on the Nielsen Show. Congratulations to Big G. He's rolling into Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Fat and happy. He's ready to go. Get yourself a steak, get yourself a burger, get yourself a salad, get yourself some chicken. Doesn't matter. Get yourself a bevy. That sounds like a pretty good time. What's up with this guy in the nasty chat that's like very desperate to know how much I make to call CFL
I just
game?
find it rude.
Yeah?
To ask
try to
people
get
how
in
much,
on people's
like
salary.
in a one-on-one conversation, but then like in a public forum, hey, how much money you make? Like I don't know. I ain't having it.
I know a few of the guesses in there were pretty high. That's not the case. And if I was calling the Grey Cup on TV this year, which I'm not, I'm doing the radio call though. It'll be on 9 stations across the country. Myself and Marshall Ferguson will be on the radio broadcast. I'll be calling it. Marshall will be running shotgun, and he's going to be great in that role.
Oh, great, hey? Better than anybody else?
No, not better than anybody
Great's
else.
a strong word.
No, he's going to be excellent. He's going to be excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's just, look, man, Marsh has a football mind, and I think it's going to really come out on the Grey Cup radio broadcast. I will say I get paid less to do radio than I would if I was calling the game on TV, but there would have been no bump.
Well, that
if I
would make
was
sense.
Calling the Grey Cup on TV as opposed to just what I would have got paid for the West Final. But that's about as deep as I think I'll get into that. I don't know if we need to be rolling out.
How much do you clear in a year?
Yeah, how much?
What do you pay taxes? How much was that truck? Anyway.
Hey, Dusty, just curious here. Let me know if this comes across crazy, but what's your social insurance number? I don't know, man. Like,
also, props on the height thing. Steph Curry's 6'3". I didn't know a short 6'3", but I'm not even over 6.
I thought when I put that question in, it would be pretty clear that you're not as tall as Steph
Maybe
Curry.
it's the seat,
I know
right?
Steph looks smaller compared to everybody
Yeah,
else,
but
and he can barely dunk, but
still pick me up by the head.
Yeah, Steph would still roll in here. He'd be right in between us. Steph would basically be right.
Yeah,
in
I guess so.
between us,
Yeah.
height-wise,
the middle step.
Yeah. 780-218-9999. If you want to get a mix for text of the day for A&W today, that is where you can do it. Keep pounding that box. Our new inbox has taken an absolute pounding as of late, and we love it. Dusty doesn't want to say because he knows he makes more than the average CFL player while he's calling the game. I no. Now it is weird for me because I would love to see like a cap friendly for CFL players, just because I'm curious to like the percentage of the cap that some of these guys make compared to other guys. But at the same time, well, they're professional athletes. It's way different.
Yeah, but it'll always be compared to the NFL, so that's why it's always
Hey, Dusty, what was the first car you ever owned, and where was your father born? As people tried to, like, dive into it. I'm also pretty sure, like somebody said, Google it. I don't think you're going to find my CFL salary on Google. I mean, people just don't care. I don't know why anybody would care. It's a good amount to call a game. I'll be honest. I think I should probably make a little bit more, but why would you not value yourself a little bit more?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's pretty good. It's pretty
Let's
good.
be honest.
Let's
You're
leave it
going
at that.
down there for the fun, not the money anyways. I mean,
Look, man,
You've gone down to Grey Cups and done
for Grey Cup
for free.
I mean, yeah,
you would
actually,
pay to go down.
2 years ago, I did call the Grey Cup for free.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just wanted to call the play game.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I would not call CFL games for peanuts because I hate being away from my kids and my wife every single weekend for 5.5 months.
So it's enough to draw you out of there.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be enough to make you leave for work every single weekend. Yeah, like, the job's awesome. I love it. But I hate being busy and working every single weekend for half the year when we're also working Monday to Friday. So, like, during the CFL season, I'll have, like, 2 days off for 6 months. So, you know, you're gonna earn some some money by doing that, I would think. Hey, Dusty, what's your mother's maiden name? What was your childhood pet? My first pet, his name was Tramp. And was it Tramp? I guess it would have been Tramp. I'm trying to think what was the dog that my grandpa backed over and killed. That was a real big hit for the family. It was the Winter. It was his favorite dog.
Oh, the Winter, too.
And he backed over him, and then he thought it was just a chunk of ice, so then he drove forward over him again. That one hurt. That was it was like a Lassie-style dog. Like, it looked like just beautiful. Just beautiful. Hey, Dusty, what's the ownership structure of EST? Hey, Dusty, what's your Alberta corporation number?
Just curious. What are you scared?
Yeah, like, hey,
what are you ashamed of it?
Leave me alone. Leave us alone over here. Just let us, piss jugs in. It says, Dusty, CFL or Spengler Cup? Which one do you like to call more? Well, I like to call them both. I love calling football. I love calling hockey. I'd love to call basketball at some point. I think that would be fun. When I first started calling football games, I only did it at the U of A because I got to do hockey. They're like, if you're the Golden Bears voice for hockey, you have to do football. And I was like, man, I don't think I can do football. So then I started doing football, kind of really got to like it. And we started doing some football on TV, and I was working with like Dunk and Dupes and stuff. And I was like, man, this is pretty good. And now I think I actually enjoy calling football more than hockey. I know it sounds insane, but in football, it's like every moment something huge could happen. Every play is a reset and start, whereas in hockey, it's like a lot of back and forth, and become a little monotonous at times if you don't spice it up. So, yeah, I love calling football, man. I love it now.
Yes, you should.
It's so much fun. Anyway, let's get into 3 questions too many here. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment today?
I do. It's 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Walk into the dealership today, and he will tell you how much money he makes. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. It's the first thing he addresses you with. You walk into, good afternoon, my name is Mitch, and I make X amount of money. Can we get you in this Mazda today? That's how the conversation, because he just lays it out for you. No more questions.
In order to get into Park Mazda, you have to do a retinal scan that releases all of your banking information.
Yeah.
And then Mitch will stand in there and he'll be sitting back there and be like, you may enter.
Yeah, and if you don't make the cut, you're out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's good. Penner's Pancake says, hit the thumbs up. Yeah, exactly. Let's go. We're at 115. We got 430 people watching right now. Do you hate the show? My goodness.
Somebody's asked for your co-op number. I think that takes the cake. That's the...
Dusty, did you call games for the Oil Barons? Yes, I did 2 years games up in Fort Mac with the Oil Barons, and it was good. Hey, Dusty, what do you spend your CFL money on? Raising my family, okay? That's where it all goes. And the odd bet here and there, I guess I could say as well. The odd little bet there. By the way, shout out to the Elks Herd, who's in the Nasty Chat today, saying they just ordered their Edmonton Sports Talk snapback cap. Final day for the shop today. EdmontonSportsTalk.com, right at the top, EST shop. All you Nasty Clubbers, anybody who signed up for the Nasty Club and got either of the premium or the annual membership, you got that merch already coming. But if you want to get additional stuff, you can do it. But today's the final day for the store. We'll then put in our massive order. It's kind of been pre-orders along the way. Have everything shipped out. You should be able to get it by mid-December, so you can get it for Christmas. If you're in Christmas shopping mode, we'll be happy to help you out over there as well. But the shop closes today. And then, at some point in the New Year's spring, we'll maybe open up a permanent one or something along those lines. But, go get the swag today as we team up and work with our great partners over at Hive Product Marketing. All right, question number 1. Hey, let's stick with this one. CFL. Ratings are up. Attendance is up. What's next for the Canadian Football League? Thank you very much for that question today. Appreciate it.
Maritimes.
Oh, expansion. Man, are we back at the point where the league is healthy enough now that we could look to expansion? That's exciting.
I think Ambrosi used the words when, not if, yesterday. I was reading, paraphrasing, but it was when this happens and not if, which... Again, you say that to kind of boost it out and boast it out a bit. And maybe I'm thinking a few steps down the line. You're thinking what's immediately next. I don't know, entertaining rest of the week with a good game on Sunday. I don't know. But I in terms of the bigger picture, and when they're using words like when instead of if, I would like to think that there's something happening behind the scenes that could get you somewhere in Maritime.
Look, I know it's super basic. But if I can bump in at some point to Randy, and I will, I guess I'll see Randy at some point here. season-long individual fantasy football leagues.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing it for a decade. Our extremely successful league was awesome this year, rivaling your league that's been around for a decade.
But it's just spreadsheets and homemade. So if we can do this,
Yes,
and if
exactly.
we've been doing this for years, then there's no reason why they don't have the infrastructure and the people behind it to put forward a good product.
I love daily fantasy.
It's a good product.
I love daily
But
fantasy. It's fun.
Yeah.
Weekly fantasy, it's fun. But the season long and with your buddies is what gets you locked in. You can talk about trades. You're dealing with the waiver wire. That's what fantasy football is about. DFS is like, it's a scam to get more money. I get it. I know how I get sucked into them in like multiple DraftKings leagues and stuff like that. But season long CFL fantasy available at CFL.ca has to happen.
And you
That
have
has to be the next
You're the
best.
man to get that word into his ear.
I'll
That's
be the,
your
I'll
mission.
Be, I'll be the front man for it.
Weekend mission.
Give. It's me and Brady Oliveira and Chad Kelly, and we're out there just hammering out promos for CFL season-long fantasy. Let's do it. That'd be great. Question number 2. This one came in last night in a DM, actually, on Twitter. Would you guys rather own a private jet or one of those super expensive giant yachts? This is basically like an air or sea question, essentially. I mean,
The yacht, because can't you international waters, right? You can go there and do whatever you want.
Man, international waters.
Isn't that what it is?
Well, there's
You
got to
can-
be international airspace.
Yeah, but you can't. You're flying a jet. Oh, I guess you're passengering your
I wouldn't
private
fly
jet.
the jet. I'd hire Sean White to fly my jet. I'm a jet. I'd be a jet guy.
The jet, you kind of can go anywhere now.
Exactly. I think you'd have to be private. And Maddie, I see you in the nasty chat. Yeah, I thought I'd be able to sneak a shot about the leagues by him, but he still slid in there. It was
Be
just like-
real here. Not even joking about it. Like,
Can't we get to the point where he's just at home in bed right now? It's YouTube Trev here, and I can get in snarky little shots about the Dunya. Like,
you know what? It probably is jet. Yeah, it's jet. I don't know why I thought I'd be flying the jet myself, or it's a one-person jet.
I know.
I was thinking maybe like an F-16, like that type of thing. Like but
No, a
you're-
private jet.
A private jet. Yeah, no, I
you
guess
see
it is
like
the
8
jet.
or 12 people.
You can go anywhere in the world.
If we had a
It won't
private
take as
jet,
long.
I could get on the phone right now and be like, and I know this quite a bit from. Why did my dad call me at 8 o'clock this morning? He literally would know I'm on the air. Was that a pocket dial? What's he
payday
doing?
as well
No, but I'd
today?
say you gotta get on the phone and be like, hey, yeah, we're gonna be at the airport in about 45 minutes. Have the jet fueled up. Like, how cool would that be? That'd be a lot of fun. Whereas the yacht, it's like, oh, we're going to drive down to the coast and get on the yacht and just go float around for a bit. I can't do it, man. It had to be the private jet. Has to be the private jet. Trevor says gas seems cheaper on a boat. Of course it is. But you're not going to fly anywhere on a boat.
But think of
What, are you
putting
going to just go up and down the coast for a little bit? No.
Imagine putting the dock in and out for a yacht, though. Hey.
Oh,
You've been to Vancouver. You can pull up there. You have one of those places, and then everybody's like ogling over your yacht.
Ian says you can't fish from a jet. That's Fergie. Fergie's prostate. Is that what you were going to say, Trev?
Yeah, 100%. You can fish all you want, and you can enjoy. You can suntan as well. It depends where you want to go.
A little more relaxed. Eh?
Yeah, a lot more
It's
relaxing.
a much more relaxed
Flying
experience.
is
for sure.
terrifying, and
Flying is terrifying.
boating, I don't know. It's like chill. It's like two opposite ends of the spectrum. Yeah, I mean.
Boys, I want to get into the private jet game. I mean, if you own a company that gives away private jets to small businesses that are just getting started, we'd love to. Can you imagine the logo that TubeSoft would create to put on the tail wing of our own private EST jet? That'd be insane. We'd have the entire plane designed in a EST logo. That'd be sick.
Pitwell Nasty says a yacht can have a helipad on it, and you could then
So now we have to have a helicopter and a
Well,
yacht where I can just fly around in a jet.
the option of.
Sailor says, "Have you ever had bad time on a boat?" I think not. Well, what if you get air sick or sickness? What's the sickness on a boat?
Seasick.
Seasickness.
You can also get the sea legs, right? When you
don't want the sea legs.
I've had the sea legs. Waterplane that comes in from The Apprentice, right? One of those.
Oh, the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
a seaplane. Big Maple Sports Car says you can fly to any place in the world and then fish when you land. Great point. Great point. Dusty, just get to call that damn Grey Cup game on TV and you'll make the jet money. Once again, probably not that much. All right, question number 3. I knew there'd be an Oilers question that would trickle in here. Let's see here. 780-218-9999 says, hey, boys, you can live on a yacht. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Good point. Waterplane is a good one. I like that one. Just ask J-Mo if he prefers his yacht, his jet, or his yacht. That's a good one.
Classic joke.
That's a classic Dave Jamieson joke. That's good. Hey, boys, how much longer until things start to click for Connor Brown? That's question number 3 today. The answer is nobody knows, right? Like,
I guess it could take a long. It could never happen. Maybe it never happens. Maybe it never clicks.
It never clicks,
or it could click tonight.
Well, the city's going to be in a massive, massive meltdown if he gets to 10 games with no points, and then there's a carryover, the overage into next year. Plays and clicks tonight. How would that sound? How's that for an answer? Does that make everybody happy?
That's the happy answer.
I feel like that's got to make everybody
If
happy.
you want the happy answer, that's it.
And I also want to throw this out there because we were called cowards for our cool bet parlay earlier. Right? They said, you're a bunch of cowards. Huss would call you a coward right now for this parlay. Well, here's the number. It's already up, coolbet.com. Here's the number on our Edmonton Sports Stock parlay today, which is McDavid Draisaitl with a goal, McDavid with 2 points, Oilers and Kraken under 6.5, and the Edmonton Oilers to win. I can't even believe this number's real. I'm betting it right now as we speak. Plus 12.15. Plus 12.15. 12 to 1. And it's a coward's parlay? Belineski. Was it Belineski? I don't want to call him out. Was it Belineski that's in there?
You better.
I'm going to pretend it was Belineski. Belineski, who's the coward now? Plus 12.15. That is a juicy number, you guys. Let's hop on that bad boy. I know. You know why it is? It's because we've got the goals and point props in there, but we're taking the under. And that makes us some risky boys. But we're going to ride with that tonight at plus 12.15. All right, keep these rolling in at 10-12-60. Northside Yeg is just causing all types of you-know-what in the nasty chat.
Yeah, he had a fun night, it sounds like it.
He grew up in Cranbrook and probably went to Stamps games growing up. Nielsen is a Stamps fan. Once again, Northside, you are wrong. I was really not a fan of any specific team. Well, I will say BC Lions Doug Flutie did suck me in a bit because I was a BC boy, and Doug Flutie was a freak. So I would say BC Lions kind of sucked me in. And then I went to college in Lethbridge with a bunch of dudes from Sasky, so I spent basically 2 years in college watching Riders games. And then, quick story, actually. Here,
The cap speaks for it all. That's what's going on here.
I'm a league guy.
He's a fan of the Shield.
I'm a fan of the league.
And for Mr. Northside Yeg, who has admitted that he doesn't even live in the North Side, he now calls Oliver home. I mean, what are we even talking about here? He's asking you personal questions. He's lying on his handle.
Do you want to know my hat size?
Be better.
Do you know what my hat size? You know what my hat size is? My hat size is I support the league. That's what I do. Mind you, little fib.
A white lie?
Where if I don't, this is why sometimes a white lie. I don't think I've ever even told you this. How come I'm hearing a Wannick right now? Are you doing something over there, Trev?
Yeah, I'm editing something.
Okay, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Tell me.
So when I first applied for the job at 1260, and it was Team 1260 at the time, I met with Stu and Zim. And I knew they were both hardcore Riders fans.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore. Like, Stu was a season ticket holder, was he not? He lived here. He was like a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
So I met with them, and I'd originally applied to do the evening show, and that's what I was interviewing for. And it all eventually worked out because I got to do mornings or whatever. But I sat down with them, and it was going pretty good. And then they're like, so, which CFL team do you cheer for? And I had this knowledge that
it's like the Wonderlic here.
Basically. They're like, so, what CFL team do you cheer for? And in my mind, I'm like, well. So I just said it. I said, yeah, I cheer for the Riders. And they were like, oh, really? And it was almost like, shake my hand, like, congratulations, you start on Monday, when I didn't cheer for the Riders. So it was a little white lie, but it was placed at the right time and the right moment in my life to possibly change my entire life.
Yeah.
Because if I go, cheer for I'm a Bombers guy. I probably wouldn't have got the job. Like, I'm sure if you sat down Stu Myers right now, sat him down and been like, did you hire me because I told you I was a Riders fan? He would probably be like, yeah, I did. So sometimes you just have to know how to play people a little bit.
Yeah. Like, ask Renee at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, where I'll be tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. You don't know this about Renee, do you?
What about Renee?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you. I'll let her do it herself. She will be joining us sometime in the future for a hangout, I would assume. But come down and talk to Renee. Ask her about hockey. She would see what she says.
Oh, boy. This doesn't end the way people want it to end, right?
Certain areas, and you say things just to fit in and get by.
Tails is in and says, okay, spicy Chipotle chicken and cheddar sandwich from A&W is fire. I told you it was fire. We're not going to lie to you about food. Somebody texted in earlier today and said, Dusty needs to grow up and start admitting that sausage is by far an inferior breakfast meat compared to bacon, which I will, let's be honest here. I'm 42 years old. I'm a man. I could take some of this heat. If I'm sitting down, it's like you can have one meat as part of your breakfast. I'm definitely taking properly cooked bacon over sausage. But inside a breakfast sandwich, sausage is by far the superior meat to bacon or ham. It all comes about like the placement. Bacon on its own is standalone delicious. But in a sandwich, the sausage just hits better. So I will not admit what you wanted me to admit because this is not true. All right, there you go. That's 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. Chris Morrison says, betting, drinking, and telling lies to get a job. What a time at EST. That's
lie responsibly.
That wasn't a lie that was going to hurt anybody. In fact, it was a lie that was going to make people more joyful. How could I not tell it?
I guess it hurt the other people applying for said job in the end.
Well, that's their fault for not being smart enough. I'm sorry. Do a little bit of research.
Do a little bit of
research, get the gig. Simple enough. You got weekly rankings of power? All right, let's do it. Can we do?
Yeah.
Okay,
do whatever you want.
Let me bring up a song.
Play
here.
a real good one.
Turn the computer on here. Let's see. What should we go with today? Let's go with sports promo breakbeat.
Don't do that.
Don't do that one. Okay. That no good. That one's no good.
I thought maybe we.
Man, I thought I loaded some good ones in here.
There's got to be. There's like yeah.
You know, do that summertime music one.
Sure.
Again?
Island Rhythm.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Eric's Weekly Rankings of Power, brought to you by United Sport and Cycle on Edmonton Sports Talk.
This works. Man, when you hear some of this royalty-free music that we're rolling out right now, if you're like, this would work really good for this segment, let us know. Fire in a text, 780-218-9999. You can bring up the United Sport and Cycle there, Trev. Let's get into it. Lieutenant Eric's Weekly Rankings of Power. Power. Brought to you by United Sport and Cycle. Cycle. Your home of hockey. Hockey. For over 95 years, and they say home of hockey, but let's be honest, they're the home of every single possible sport you could possibly find in the world.
United. It's united
with sport. All right, buddy, what are you doing today?
Top 10 nicknames for one, Chris Knobloch.
Oh, wow.
We kind of touched on this yesterday. I mean, a lot of people texting in and tweeting in their thoughts and opinions on the matter. I know it kind of got a little contentious here in the room with old Mr. Lean over there. And
yeah.
I don't think we really arrived on any specific answers. So we continue the exercise today in the Weekly Rankings of Power.
I sure hope Coach K is number 1 on this list. Let's find out. Number 10.
KK.
KK. I like it. I think that works.
KK.
It's number 10 on the list. Number 9.
2K.
Coach 2K. So you got KK and 2K.
Get it? Because there's 2 Ks, so you go from the KK
because first
to
time's
the 2K.
a K.
Yeah.
And then, so this is almost like a math problem. It's like, well, how do you get rid of one of the Ks? Well, you take it away here and you make this 2K.
That's that new math.
For some reason, I'm getting a lot of math things popping up on TikTok now.
Hey.
I don't know what that means.
It's the algorithm.
Number 8.
The Golden Bear.
Oh. because of his affiliation to the Golden Bears.
But since there was already an athlete with that name, are we allowed to use it?
Probably not. Number 7. Mr. Lino there.
The Garlic King. I know people are guys kind of saying garlic, which was kind of like,
Garlic
but
man
the Garlic
don't work,
King,
but
it's kind of, I have room for that. It's number 7. It's not
I
top
got a
5
little
or
bit of
anything.
time for the Garlic King. I do a little bit of time for it. Number 6.
The Imperialist. Hailing from Imperial, Saskatchewan. I thought that'd be a nice little atone to where he's
Whereabouts
from.
is Imperial, Saskatchewan?
Smack dab, right in the middle between Saskatoon and Regina.
Oh, it's on the drive down. They'd be in the middle.
Yeah.
No,
Kinda
is it
off
big
the
enough
main
where
highway.
like you would stop for A&W or something?
I've gone to the bar there. It's a nice bar, but
Is it your classic
it's just
small
it's a town bar, village bar type of thing.
I love that. Number 5.
Knobber, Nobby, and your knobs. They're all united into that number 5 slot. It's
You're
right in
putting
the
all
middle.
of the knobs together
Because
in
it's
one
not
category.
it's hockey talk, right? It's locker room lingo. But I think we can on this show do better.
Okay, no, that's fair enough.
But you give them their day.
Okay, number 4.
Lloyd Braun. I maybe this could argue you put this in your top 3. Lloyd Braun's a strong one. The demeanor, the look on his face, I think the hair, right? The hair.
There is a Serenity Now remix somewhere in the future of this show for days after a loss.
And how Oilers fans feel early on this season. Like, is Serenity Now, Insanity later? Maybe it was Insanity Now, Serenity later in this term. But
I'm going to make a note because I want to talk about this a little bit after we're done this. Number 3.
Chris with a K. Fits in well with the show, right? Like that'd be the ultimate name just for
the
show
entire
antics.
time.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Chris with a K last night and some of his time on ice management? Number 2.
Chuck.
Because of the Knobloch name. Yeah.
It's simple, but it's
all right.
It's a bit of a thinker if you didn't know Chuck.
And the number 1 nickname for Chris Knobloch.
Maddie, are you listening? Coach K.
Coach K, he did
Coach
it.
K. Didn't even have Special K on the list. Coach K, number 1. He's
Coach
a coach.
K,
it's
number
K,
1.
It works. Coach Chris, Coach Knobloch, Coach KK. If you.
I was this close to putting Coach K into the Tales of the North today.
But
which we might run back. I might just put on the wig. And we'll just run.
I'll just
back
put the
again.
helmet on.
Just put the helmet on. Put the wig on. You
Swords,
could do the sword. You could do the swords. And but yeah, we might run back Tales of the North here for you as well before the end of the show today. All right, there you go. That's Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power for United Sport and Cycle. You know what you should do? You should go down to United Sport and Cycle, go up to the first person you see in there, and say, "Hey, I want to try a new sport for the first time. What should it be?" And then they tell you, and then they take you over to the section where they have all the equipment that you need to try it. That's a real fun. It's like, what would we call that game? United Sport and Cycle Roulette?
I bought running shoes and I could run on a track.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
Do you want to try these out? I said, sure, I'll try them on and walk. No. Running shoes. You're running. Get on the track.
Guys, what about K-Rock? As in like Kid Rock. His name is Chris. Oh, my God.
You just did it.
Knobloch. Oh man, that's gotta happen. I didn't realize that the Knobloch part would work so well with Kid Rock. I have to write that immediately. I'll write that on the plane this afternoon. We'll get that thing produced.
Full song. Every verse. Like even the who was the guy, his assistant there, the small guy. He came in to do the
guy,
Joe
Joey.
C.
Yeah. His name is Chris.
And the Joe C is
Joe C
is. Well, I'm Paul Coffey, and I'm here to say. Like that's.
Well, I'm Paul Coffey, and I'm here to say. Anything you do, I'm telling Daryl Cates. Like that would really
get on it. Get on it.
God,
you got one here.
God, we've done it.
Ring her into the boat and hit it over the head.
Man, let's go. That would be brilliant. That just came out of nowhere. Absolutely love it. All right, there you go. That is the no, I wanted to tie it in here because everybody's like, man, Knobloch's so calm. Like, was Woody nuts? I remember most people being like, man, is Woody gonna have a pulse in some of these availabilities? Like, I don't feel like it's like they're going from a tyrant walking down the bench, Bill Peterson people in the back, to look how calm Chris Knobloch is. Yeah. Woody was one of the calmest coaches you ever see in your entire life.
One AHL guy to the other AHL guy, right? Like it's a linear type of move.
I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. I don't know why it's like, man, Knobloch is so calm. Sometimes I wasn't sure Woody had a pulse either. So it's that's a weird one for me. All right, let's get into your orange and blue breakfast to get you ready for this hockey game tonight. The Edmonton Oilers going up against the Seattle Kraken. Orange and blue breakfast brought to you by our great partners at Mobile One and Blue Water Lubricants. Mobile One and the Edmonton Oilers, one oil, many championships. You want to keep your vehicles running on. Ooh, there it is. Mobile One. Yeah, there you go. That's
hey, fire up my computer.
Oh, yeah. No, and I guess I have to fire up my computer as well. Let's what should we go with this time? Let's see here. Whoa, what's this one? Hallucinative herbs. Is that a file or you just create that? Let's take it for a run. Let's see what this sounds like.
It's time for another orange and blue breakfast, powered by Mobile One, only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Well, it's for something. I mean,
what's this one? Climb Higher.
Away.
It sounds like a Creed reference. Have we played this one before? Let's try this one when they give it to us. Yeah, hit it.
This screams not block here.
It's time for another orange and blue breakfast, powered by Mobile One, only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yeah, that's nice. Oilers and Kraken. You know what the Kraken are seeking tonight, Eric? Revenge. Right after what happened.
Are you saying trap game?
I don't know if I'd go that. You can't have a trap game when you suck. And the Oilers still technically kind of suck.
Well, they're below the Kraken in the standings. You're right.
This is one of those teams you got to jump over. 4-point game within the division. Got to have it. As for projected line combinations, we know Dylan Holloway. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out today. And we'll know more. Maddie will be on the oil stream with Tommy Gazzola today. Should know exactly what's happening from a line combinations perspective today because Dylan Holloway will be out for a few months. Raphael Lavoie was loaned down to the American League affiliate, loaned down there for now. So we'll see how this roster comes together. Connor Brown is really close. McDavid with Gagne and Nuge, Draisaitl, Hyman, and Kane, McLeod and Fogle, and then Derek Ryan kind of bumped up into there. And Knobloch did say he looked good in that spot for Dylan Holloway. And then you've got Hamblin, and if Connor Brown can go, you can see him factor in there tonight as well. But there will be some lineup announcements through the day here today for the Edmonton Oilers. There'll have to be some sort of transaction at some point. Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse and Ceci, Kulak, and Vincent Desharnais. And you just keep running Skinner right now, right? There's no reason not to.
I guess, yeah.
Played well in the last couple of games.
Absolutely.
Beat Seattle over the weekend. So that would make sense. I would think on the other side for Seattle, Matty Beniers with Yamamoto and Jaden Schwartz. How about Yamamoto getting that nice bump with the Kraken? Alexander Venberg, Tanev, and McCann. Tanev's got that sick flow right now. Yanni Gord with Bjorkstrand and Tolvanen. Shane Wright, the classic take a top 5 pick and put him on the fourth line scenario. He's with Cardai and Winterton. So the depth kind of falls off a little bit here for the Kraken. Done with Larson, Oleksiak, Borgen, Dumoulin, and Justin Schultz, the prodigal son.
He's back.
Who once chose the Edmonton Oilers over everybody else. As for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight, buddy, what do you got?
Boom, hurts so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt. Yada, yada, yada. It feels so good. Maybe it hurts so good. We're going to look first to the road. Here we go. For your Seattle Kraken, Jordan Eberle, day-to-day with a leg laceration. Andrei Burakovsky on the IR as well. Ooh. And for the Edmonton Oilers, Dylan Holloway, of course, we heard listed as day-to-day, but that's been
beyond that. Yeah, he's gonna be out
months.
for a while.
Connor Brown listed as day-to-day, and Matthias Janmark as well listed as day-to-day.
Major buzzkill for Dylan Holloway. And it's not like Dylan Holloway had been lighting the world on fire, but Dylan Holloway had been bringing a very consistent work ethic. Scored one in that wild first period against the Kraken.
He was getting closer to lighting the world on fire, maybe. That was
maybe.
He was on the path, maybe. So another setback. And again, injuries isn't this isn't a new thing in his young career, is it? So
now the arrival of Dylan Holloway, like onto the scene as a legitimate, full-time, impactful NHLer, that has now been delayed for a few months. Let's hammer that thumbs up. Hammer that thumbs up on YouTube if you're watching today.
Yes, and for everyone continuing to write the Bawa to Ba parody song.
Good, yeah. Are they coming into the nasty chat?
They're writing verses, choruses, the whole bit. It's coming in here. Paris Jewelers inbox.
Save those.
Yeah.
Save those. I'll use those when I'm putting this bad boy together. 780-218-9999. And, keep those bad boys rolling in. I like this one. Wow, Dusty. Wow. The idea of it.
Yeah.
His name is Chris. That would be.
But the Pauly C verse has to be incorporated as well.
Yeah. Sean says Dusty the Kraken sent down Shane Wright yesterday. I did not see that. Still listed over at Daily Faceoff as being on the roster. So something to keep tabs on tonight. Look, Are the others going to be more first period Oilers versus Seattle? Or is it going to be more kind of what we saw against the Islanders, do you think, tonight? Like, I kind of thought they got sucked in to the Islanders game for 2 periods, and that's why they only had 14 shots on goal, and you're like, man, this thing goes one of 2 ways in the third. And luckily for them, they got some power plays, took advantage of it, and it went the good way. That game very easily, if that penalty's not taken in the corner, a brutal penalty by the Islanders to take, Holmstrom, if that penalty's not taken, the Islanders might win that game 2-1 if the Oilers can't get on the power play in that spot. So do you think they come out like a bat out of hell again against Seattle, or do you think it's what we saw with Knobloch's group, where it was like still sort of finding their way a little bit there for a bit?
Given that the game against Seattle was Woodcroft, and now we won game under Knobloch, I would say that we see what we saw under Knobloch the other night. I could very easily be wrong. That's what I would guess. But I guess if you're asking me a path to victory here, a key to victory, I mean special teams as well. Kraken 8th on the power play, Edmonton 7th, and both teams near the bottom, rock bottom in penalty kill. It could be one of those nights where special teams really dictates what's going on.
Is this your
here.
key to the game?
It's my key to the game.
Key to the game.
I fast-forwarded to the key to the
key
game.
to the game.
But no, I mean, I would be more... I guess I would say we saw what we saw against the Islanders just because now it is Knobloch's team. But again, who knows? I don't know what the start might be like. But again, I will go for keys to the game. It's special teams tonight for both teams. So whoever takes advantage of those mistakes or penalties or costly errors, see that being a big determining factor in tonight's result.
You want a spicy meatball? I'll give you a spicy meatball for the postgame show tonight. They lose to Seattle. The last game Jay Woodcroft coached, they beat Seattle somewhat convincingly. If they were to lose tonight, you know that nasty chat, and everybody listening on TuneIn and texting into the Paris Jewelers inbox, it'll be a full-blown, well, Woodcroft had this team beat Seattle just 4 days ago. You know, I'm not saying that's right.
No, I get it.
I'm just saying I know how it will be viewed, and that's going to be the message that'll be sent in the nasty chat tonight when Tommy Gazzola is sitting there with 1,000 fans freaking out because they lost to Seattle, which I think they're going to beat Seattle. But I just said, you want a spicy meatball, that'd be a spicy meatball tonight. I don't know why I keep making these spicy meatball references, but...
And math.
Yeah.
Math and meatballs.
Math and meatballs.
You got it on the mind.
Classic Wednesday.
Must be a Grey Cup week, eh?
It has to be. It's all about math and meatballs at the Grey Cup, I guess. 780-218-9999. Let's keep the interaction going there. My game day prediction tonight will be whoever is in net.
A loss. Or no, that was...
No, I say a win. It's a win. I mean,
if they do lose.
Whoever is in net tonight, I would think it's probably Skinner, but maybe they call up Pickard for a reason. Maybe they give him a start. Whoever's in net tonight allows 2 goals or less. The Edmonton Oilers will not allow more than 2 goals tonight against the Seattle Kraken.
They're locking it down.
That might be the ballsiest prediction I've ever made in the history of the Orange and Blue Breakfast, brought to you by Momo One and Blue Water Lubricants. But they've done it 2 games in a row. Can this team 3 games in a row hold an opponent to 2 goals or less? I'm not even sure how many times that happened all of last season.
Kraken are 29th, 2.5 goals per game for. So you got it.
And people are on us for being like, why are you not on the over in this game?
Yeah, Edmonton 2.79 as well. So why aren't you on the over?
Triple Crown is in and says the Kraken have a pop gun offense. They can't score. And that's exactly what the Islanders had. Full-blown pop gun.
Pop gun offense.
What is a pop gun?
Like a wooden piece, and it's got the cork, and you
pop
that's
in it. Okay, that's pop.
I think. I don't
that
know.
That must be what it is.
You can reload. And
Trev, you grew up with pop guns? Is that what the...
No, I've never heard about that. I have no idea what a pop gun is.
Oh, man. Let's Google this.
I thought even you might know ahead of me.
I mean, when I see it, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, pop gun. Oh, yeah. It's a little wooden gun.
I've seen
Yeah,
these.
with the cork. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
How does that cork
Sweet.
pop out?
Unlimited ammo.
Yeah, unlimited ammo. How does the cork pop out? Is there?
It must
Because
be
it
like
doesn't.
an
There's
air,
no trigger.
Yeah, this is an engineering question.
This is an
I
engineering
think you pump
revelation.
It. You pump it. You go pop. Like you pump the and then the air forces it.
Okay, that might. Oh, okay, yeah, that might make sense. So it's out. You put it in, then you pop it in.
You pop it out. Yeah,
Oh,
pop
cool.
gun.
We should get EST branded pop guns.
Yeah, that's it.
That'd be pretty fun.
Find that under the tree. Wouldn't that be a Christmas gift, eh?
So Maddie and I are leaving yesterday, and usually Trev's the last guy here. And it was like for another half hour, people could still come by and get pricing. So we tell him, we're like, Trev, just like somebody might come by and get pricing. And Trev he goes, what'd you say, Trev?
I don't know. I think I said like I'm gonna hide or something like that.
He goes,
I'm hiding.
He goes, oh, okay, I'll hide. And we're like,
Maddie's
no,
like,
don't
no.
hide.
You let them in.
Give them the pricing.
I was like, oh, okay.
That was.
I was like, yeah, sure.
I was driving home yesterday. I was just laughing at that. Like, okay, Trev, so somebody might come by to get prizing, and you're the only one here. Oh, okay, I'll hide.
And 10 people showed up, hey, in that brief moment in time. Like, everybody shows up.
Yeah, that's.
They're playing the 6 o'clock anthem as they walk in. And Trev's hiding.
Yeah, Trev's hiding. The person gonna walk in and walk around. Trev's hiding under the boardroom table. Like I don't understand it. That was really funny. All right. We're going to get into the wrap. That's your Orange and Blue breakfast for Mobile One. Hey, they're the lubiest in the business. Let's be honest. Let's just call a spade a spade. Mobile One, the lubiest in the business. Exactly. Mobile One and the Edmonton Oilers. One oil, many champions with Mobile One. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. I saw yesterday, so Tommy did a rink report with Derek Van Diest yesterday, and it's up on YouTube. And right in between them, smack dab in between them at the downtown community rink. You know what I saw? Huge ass William Huff logo. Like that's how you brand. That's how you wrap things. And it's perfect. Go watch the video. You'll be like, oh, Dusty's right. Like that's a massive, massive William Huff wrap right in between them at the DCA. So hey, look, they know where you need to be. They'll take care of you. They'll make you look good. They've been doing it since 1972. Go to williamhuff.com, and your walls could look as beautiful as our walls.
Big in the rap game. They need a rap video down there at the location. And what did I say? When you visit them, too, good luck finding the door because it's all wrapped. You're walking around. Is this it? Is this it? And you're trying to walk into walls and everything. Yeah. It's an illuminating experience down there. William Huff.
What'd you learn on the show today, Rick? Maddie, can you throw me the wig for Tales of the North?
We're doing this?
Yeah, we might as well run it back one more time quickly. Whenever we do the replay of it, Russia bans the video. But we figure if we do it live, Russia doesn't ban the video, right? Isn't that what we determined? I guess we're going to find out. Maybe Russia only likes to ban replays of Tales of the North, no matter if they're live or not. So, yeah, what did you learn today?
Well, while we were in discussion with our legal analyst, Eric Macramalla, man arrested in the death of Adam Johnson was released on bail. So Macramalla providing a bit of a timeline, there. And
by the way, scroll back. I mean, if you're listening right now live on TuneIn, definitely get it on the podcast a little bit later on. But if you're watching on YouTube, scroll back and watch the Macramalla intro or the interview. It works out very nicely. He explains how that case is being viewed right now perfectly.
Yeah, lots of hearsay and discussion on the internet, but he's an expert in this field, and he shared his expertise with us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I forgot on the Tales of the North, the first one I ran, the old one. I've got it updated with them saying, "Who owns the North?" Yeah. I did that last night.
Yeah.
Like 11:30 last night. I probably should have been in bed, but I was like, you know what? Let me get this done. All right, so let's make this your sound of the day today. Tales of the North, running it back one more time, getting you ready for the Crackin. And, man, this wig just looks weird when I don't have my cloak on. Looks like I'm just, like, weird wig guy.
Bring it to Grey Cup. It seems like a Grey Cup.
I'm going to call the radio broadcast like this.
Why not? Yeah.
I can't see it in my eyes. What's happening? All right, let's do it. Tales of the North one last time for everybody who missed it earlier.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me! Oh, Daryl, put the coffee on.
Tonight in the North, thousands will flock to the District of Ice, hoping to catch a glimpse of he who has been chosen to deliver Lord Stanley's glorious silver chalice to the barren frozen North. Knobloch! A legend begins as the Lord of Erie takes guidance from the almighty 2J, hoping to succeed where Todd the Grey, Tippett the Tinkerer, and most recently Lord Woodcroft, Clean Cheeks himself, had failed. The Garlic King, a Chestnut warlock, he who Stoff promised, taking the keys to battle, hoping to return Connor the Incredible to his rightful place as the most dangerous weapon in all the land. All while a mysterious overlord high in the sky, above the surface of battle, places his little birds on the bench, so nary a tale goes untold. 'Tis an interesting time, my friends, as we embark on yet another chapter in the long journey to championship relevance. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Justin Schultz, Ice, damn it, dude.
Well, that was fun. That was fun. It was just as fun the second time, actually. I like that.
It's kind of a little more.
Yeah.
The show's over. You're kind of feeling it.
It's a loosey-goosey tale of the North.
Drop the puck now.
At some point, I might even throw something else in there, right? You don't even know. You could do that. So that's exciting. Text of the day today. EST
Given the orgy one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably the best one.
It's becoming a Wednesday tradition around here, eh?
There's two here, I guess. EST Legal Analyst and guy who shaves off all of his body hair, except for the mustache, on the Tom Selleck butt tattoo.
That's pretty good.
Or EST Legal Analyst and guy who doesn't really like orgies that much, but still competes in them because he has to protect his brand. I like how they use competes in them.
I know, the competing
Like he's trying to win.
That's the strong word.
Yeah, Macramalla's orgy record is 2-67. Like it just...
Terrible winning percentage.
He has not done well.
But he's a good room guy.
Yeah, he gets sent down to the American League of Orgies and still struggles.
What's that like?
Tommy Rubella, text of the day.
Okay.
That's what happens when you send in texts at 4:05 in the morning. Hernan Salas in the house. Nanso.
It's getting hotter in here,
See
eh?
that strut when he
Turn
came
up the
in
heat.
here?
Yeah. Woo, sweating.
Man, that looked real good.
No donuts.
The only thing I could think of when Hernan walked in was like that little bit of a march here, I think. Yeah. Oh my God. Hernan Salas is here. I can't believe it.
It's the 6 o'clock to check in. Come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static AM radio. It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielsen Show.
It's very emotional, that part, eh?
Too good. Too good. Jaunty and Victoria, dude. You just got us going, man. That's just amazing. Justin says, so did a guy just make this randomly? Yes, Jaunty Victoria, longtime listener.
Yes.
And
Labor of love.
Yeah, he made it because he listens to the show religiously. He tied in a bunch of different references that many of you probably didn't even pick up on. And maybe it's the first of others to come. Who knows? That's just too good. Jamie's in and says, got to get to work. Let's talk Oilers here, boys. Man, you just missed the Orange and Blue Breakfast. We just spent like 15 minutes right before this talking about the game tonight.
It's been a pretty heavy Oilers show.
Now of course it is. Yeah,
on a game day.
I will say this new show, Nielsen Show 2.0, is heavier on the oil than the old show. Now they've also provided us with a ton of stuff to
We've
talk
also
about so
started in, the seasons and everything.
Yeah,
This is we're here now, but maybe not in May or June. Well, maybe you'd be hoping to talk about the Cup, I guess.
Chris says, Dusty just loves his job. You couldn't wipe that smile off his face. It's a fun song, and anytime you do the Dad He Likes thing, I think it's the funniest thing ever.
I got down on bended knee this morning.
He did, and it was incredible.
Rewind that.
Go watch that. Look, I'm not signing off until we get 180 or 200 thumbs up. We're at 180. If you're watching right now, and don't do that thing, well, I'd like you guys to keep going, so I'm not going to do it. Just give us a thumbs up here.
Well,
let's
also
get that bad boy to
get a
200.
YouTube account if that's the case as well, right? Like, it's very easy. Sign up, it's free. Then you can do the subbing and the liking.
Yeah, well, that'd be great. Also, give us a sub. We are cruising towards 6,000. Like the jump from 5,000 to 6,000 has been relatively quick. We're over 5,700. I think we're about 260 away from hitting the. You got an updated number on this YouTube, Trev? What are we at right now?
5,736 subs. So yes, feel free to subscribe. It's the best way to show your support.
That's nice, right? People love showing that support. 196. Let's go. 4 more thumbs up, and then we're wrapping up. Hangouts coming up. It'll be Hernan Salas. Are you guys doing the hour thing again? YouTube, Trevor, you hopping in for the first hour in the Hangout today?
I think, yeah. Okay. Or no, the second hour, I think.
Yeah,
or?
Are you doing first hour today?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
We'll figure it out.
Well, this is going to be good.
It's game time decision.
Yeah.
Once again, when Tommy doesn't come into work, everybody else has to work extra. So
I haven't seen him for like a week.
Yeah.
I guess he'll be in tomorrow, though, for you, right?
I'm kind of waiting for him to bring in his resignation tomorrow morning. I haven't seen this guy in forever.
Wait, that'd be awkward.
But yeah, Tommy will be in with you the next 3 mornings.
Correct.
I'll be back on Tuesday morning. Make sure you listen. It's the only time I'm ever going to say this outside of obviously promoting Staff Show and our good friend Reed Wilkins as well. But make sure you listen to the Grey Cup, 6:30 Ched. I will have that call on a bunch of radio stations across the country. All right, we're out of here. Thank you for the 200 likes. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. And, we're 2 months in, but we're going to do this forever. So we're still really early into this. Keep telling Edmonton Sports Talk. You can listen live. You can watch live. Download the free TuneIn app, and you can listen. We've weaseled our way in there with all of the radio stations on TuneIn, so you can join us on that as well. I do think the Oilers win tonight. I'm heading to the airport here right away, but I think they win. And, even when they win, hop on the postgame show. Tommy and YouTube Trev, everybody having a good time there.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. For YouTube Trev. Hey, by the way, buddy, no screw-ups today. First show flying solo.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
It went pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. Let's go.
He's happy. He's fired up. Yeah. Good riddance,
Thanks,
Mr. Lean. For YouTube, Trev and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielson. Tell your friends about the show. Have a great day. Stick around for the Hangout. I hope the boys can get Hernan fired up. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Make sure autoplay is on YouTube. We'll just guide you right over there. Lock Shop coming up today. Huss and the Cool Bet Boys will have you on that. And then Tommy Gazzola, Matty Iwanek on the Oil Stream today. Thanks for looking after everything while I'm gone, boys. Have a great day and take it easy.